How about now? Featuring Brad, okay. We're on, but I
Is this
won't.
thing on?
I'll have to find out. It's going to take me a minute or two to get to that point. But please do talk to so I can test it.
Our home. Prosperity.
What, like the levels and stuff?
Liberty.
Yeah, that amongst other things.
Democracy. Our way of life.
Turn to surface.
Hello. But freedom doesn't come.
I mean, I haven't changed anything, so it should.
Yeah, you're fine.
Sweet liberty.
You're great. I just now have to set up the stream. Sorry about that.
Look
That
familiar?
part's done.
Scenes like
Fantastic.
these are happening all over the galaxy right now.
It's doing the intro.
You
So,
could be next. That
So you're
is,
playing Elite?
unless you make the most important
Yep.
decision of your life.
I'm
Prove to
gonna
yourself that
torture
you have
myself
the strength
on
and the courage
Helldivers.
to be free.
trying to concentrate on Helldivers.
Hey man, that's what
what
your viewers want to see.
The Helldivers.
it is. It is. Hey, Bruce. All right, first question for Brad. Why do we exist? He must know. That's off topic.
See exotic new life forms.
We don't need a reason to exist. We just exist.
There you go.
Why do we
Answer.
exist
Next
is kind
question.
of
Spread managed
Next question.
democracy throughout the galaxy.
getting one in early.
A hero.
That's like the first post kind of thing.
Become
Right?
Hey,
a
First
first,
comment. First.
Become
With bonus points for
Helldiver.
first relevant comment.
Helldivers 2. Just 1 minute, please.
It's a cool moon picture.
Colonizing space. Space colonization. Okay. If you could let them know what this topic would be, that would be great.
It's your show.
No. But
Anyway,
you are.
I guess
yeah.
it's my show now. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Brad.
If you joined us last week, we were talking about interstellar colonization and mankind's first little baby steps into the stars. But now we kind of want to talk about, like, we've been doing that for a while, and we're kind of good at it. We're going to talk about kind of crazy or high-tech shit
The siege upon managed
that you've probably
democracy.
seen in your favorite science fiction
Let us rally to
movies and
its
television
defense.
shows.
Vault 78 says, "Who is Brad?" Well, apparently you're new here to the Let's Discuss Space podcast. Brad is co-host Brad. Brad is the space guy, the space nerd.
I'm a consultant. I'm not an expert.
An unpaid consultant, which is
Yep.
I don't think that's a thing, but
I mean, it is what it is.
it is what it is. And what timing, fortuitous timing that as well. The next planet to go has got a countdown of 14 hours and 42 minutes before the Meridian Black Hole or the Meridian Wormhole or the Meridian Singularity destroys another planet. I'm pretty excited about that.
Cool.
Next parking spot, yeah. Yeah, apparently that siphon thing didn't work, eh? Chrono Illusions. Yeah, the Penrose energy siphon. It said, oh, it worked, and it's now no longer on a course toward Earth, but there's literally a purple line heading right towards Earth, so I think they lied. I think Super Earth lied. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. What is Brad, says Chrono Illusion?
It's a Ministry of Truth propaganda false flag smear campaign.
It is. I mean, because look at this planet. It's about to go down. Yeah, I'm still setting up a stream, but I'm almost there. Our questions are hard-hitting tonight. Who is Brad? What is Brad? I mean, let's not spiral Brad into an existential crisis tonight, okay?
Doing a Drax thing, I think.
Brad says, not Brad, Bruce. Bruce, he says, sorry if this is a badly phrased question, but how much have we expanded our knowledge since the U.S. has landed on the moon? Wow. We're going to get on topic soon, I hope.
That's how much? By like what metric? Like
Yeah, like what metric?
And all sorts of stuff.
About space, like what?
Entire
what
fields of science didn't exist back then that are now being studied.
Yeah, Bruce. Like what kind of question is that?
Or at the other end of the spectrum, we have like TikTok.
Actually,
so
TikTok.
somewhere in between brand new branches of science, and we're still stupidly wasting our time with dumb shit.
Well,
and delivered misinformation.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't just blame that on TikTok. TikTok's relatively new.
It's a good example of it, though.
You're a good example of it. Okay, so I'm just kidding. What the hell? This got personal. But space. We're gonna talk about space. We're not talking about interstellar. In the age of information, says archetypal divinity, we're still dumb. We are going to talk about the topic, guys, just so you guys know. Hey, don't you know? We are. Because we're not... The chicken or the egg, Vault 78 isn't what we usually do. String theory didn't exist. Well, does it still exist? It's just a theory. We're not going into string theory tonight, are we? Although we could discuss that connected to...
If you want to talk about a hypothetical engine based on string theory, absolutely.
Oh, could you start right off with that? Go, yeah. Well, the person
probably not. You kind of
gotta build up to it. You have to build up to string theory. You don't just come in and go boom, string theory. You gotta
theory.
You gotta work our way up. Watch Waking Life. There you go. Is string theory a scientific theory or a regular theory? It's a theory.
It's just a game theory. Wait, that's a different channel. No, it's scientific theory.
Scientific theory.
If you keep zooming in on stuff, you see like atoms and particles and stuff. You keep zooming in. Some scientists think they're like, well, maybe they're just like rubber bands, and the rubber bands
just a rubber band,
springy and vibrate and stuff, and that their basically resonance gives material or energy its properties. That's kind of the ELI5 version of string theory.
It's just one of the many fields that didn't exist as chronoillusion. Vacuum fluid. Look at this. Look, guys. I'm not even there yet. You guys
vacuum fluid and the Dirac C. There you go. Now we're getting into it.
See? Oh, you guys are gonna get him all going.
Quantum foam. If you keep zooming in, there's just going to be this unlimited energy at the quantum scale you can tap into.
Wait, quantum foam? What's quantum foam? Tell me.
Google it. Quantum foam.
I'm busy still doing my thing.
You're hell diving?
No, I'm still trying to set up the stream with my tags.
If you've heard of 0-point energy or Planck energy, it's all the same. It's all the same kind of idea as quantum foam.
I have not. Please tell me something about it.
You haven't? Where have you been? At the quantum scale, so there's like, I'm in my living room, and there's the atomic scale, which is tiny atoms and electrons and stuff, and there's the quantum scale, which is about as small as we can, like Planck scale is about as small as we can kind of like fathom or scientifically observe.
Chronoillusion says comes off black holes. Oh, does it now? Wow, can I order you to teach me, says Vault 78? That sounds like
maybe one day.
Yeah, there you go. Oh my god. Can you imagine?
Someone asked me that before. Wait.
Couldn't they? Oh my goodness. Somebody asked me that before. That's crazy. Okay, wait.
Yeah, quantum foam is the idea that there's this bubbling, roiling sea of energy at the smallest imaginable scale, and if we could tap into that, we would basically get all sorts of crazy technology, free energy, teleportation.
Teleportation, oh my gosh.
A whole bunch of random shit. It's science fiction, basically, because we haven't been able to figure it out yet.
I can't wait till we figure it out. We won't be here, so it'll be great. That's
not with that attitude.
You're not gonna be
maybe some breakthrough will happen in 20 years. You don't know.
Yeah, again, might not be here. Bruce says, unironically, learning more here than in my chemistry class. Aw, sad face. Not surprised, though. I mean, to be real, not surprised.
Chemistry's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, stay in school. Stay in school. I mean,
there's a lot of, there's organic chemistry or like stuff like metallurgy, things like that. It's good.
Announcement system
or even just like basic kind of chemical knowledge, like your periodic table, so to speak. You could kind of imagine or hypothesize different forms of life. You've probably heard the word.
See?
Carbon-based life, and it breathes oxygen. If you go, like vertically down under an element, I can't remember what's underneath carbon, but you basically like move down one. And
you can't remember what's underneath carbon? New expert needed. Replacing the space expert now.
I'm a consultant.
Geez, I'm so disappointed. I mean, if you don't know what's underneath carbon, what are you even doing here? Sorry, I do like chemistry, says Bruce, but the teacher doesn't really explain it well. It's my second favorite science class. What's your favorite science class? Biology? I'm just guessing. Chrono says, how about most people do not understand the fourth dimension runs perpendicular to all other dimensions?
The fourth
Says
dimension
Chrono
is time. And you're right.
Wow, there you go. GQ says, what's up? Remove length, it's still in 3 dimensions. Chrono Illusion says, remove length, it's still in 3 dimensions. Look, you guys can talk amongst yourselves here. I'm like, dude, should I be high for this? Ask your
Don't you
friend.
remember Marty? Doc and Marty? You're not thinking fourth-dimensionally. You've never seen Back to the Future? Get out of my class.
I have seen all Back to the Future. Don't even start with that. I have the DVD box set.
Fourth-dimensionally, which is related to time. Time is the fourth dimension.
There you go. It's time, but it's math, says Chrono Illusion. Okay, so the topic again.
It's math time. You're right.
It's math time. It's math time, everyone. You're going to hell dive before work? Oh, that's cool. Do you want to dive with me? I just can't talk. I'm going to be in... Leave this on in the background? Oh.
Muted.
Yeah. Don't mean to. Okay, well, have fun. Should I start on lower levels then? So I don't die? Eh. You can come in, yeah. Well, it won't matter. Yeah. Of course you can
join a higher level and you just excel at it. Like, oh.
I know, but everybody knows I can't do that.
Some people work better under pressure.
Not this kind of. We could do that. I'm just a little concerned about. I'll just mute people. No, you come on in, Archetype. But then, what if you're not contributing in the chat like you do? You held it down for us last week. So if you're hell diving, how are you going to help us in the chat? I'm so confused. Chrono Illusion says, if you try to visualize in 4D, you will see objects vibrate in front of you. You can see colors of objects split like a 3D movie. And then Vault 78's like, what kind of math? Or algorithms? Back to space colonization.
Yeah. I actually did watch into, like, I have a couple, okay, not a couple, maybe more than a couple. I have some YouTube channels or videos favorited that have to do with, parallel dimensions and multiple dimensions, stuff like that.
Can you name some? Because I love some.
Topology is, what does the structure of the universe look like? And weirdly nerdy math can help visualize that.
Repeat.
Helldivers. And they were saying that, what was it? Because I feel like we exist in like a 3 or 4 dimensional universe. It doesn't really, as per our current understanding, we understand X, Y, and Z for space and time.
Prime.
But if there was some kind of 4th or 5th dimensional being came into our universe,
that could help us understand it.
We'd still, well, no, I'm just talking about what we would literally see. It would be
nothing.
It would literally appear out of nowhere because we couldn't perceive the dimension it's coming to us through.
Oh.
Just like, and the analogy was, imagine you were looking down on a sheet of paper or the surface of a dining table or something like that, and you could see everything that lives on that. You could see everything in that 2-dimensional world. And if you were to enter that, say, put your hand on the table or something like that, put an object on it, any kind of creature or being in that 2-dimensional plane would only see something here.
Arc, no.
Like, something's there. Oh my god, what's that?
Oh. No,
which is like, maybe all those weird UFO things where stuff just fucking appears instantaneously and then it vanishes.
Yeah, like, that makes sense, right?
A multi-dimensional object kind of like showing up in our universe.
Eventually try to visualize your forward and backward positions. Gotcha, Chrono. You can try ghost walking. Oh no, walk around and imagine you're right behind you watching you repeating. Yeah, there's some movies that talk about stuff like that, right? And I hope you're not going to be quiet. Okay, so just to give an overview, I just want to go over this. Like, there were ideas about colonization of space. We covered it in the previous episode, but there were main goals that people believed had to be done first. Designing a habitat. This is not ChatGPT. This is actually the NSS.org study. It's a study about space colonization. Design a habitat to meet all the physiological requirements of a permanent population and foster a viable social community. Obtain an adequate supply of raw materials. provide an adequate transport system to carry people, raw materials, and items of trade, and develop commercial activity sufficient to attract capital and produce goods and services for trade with Earth. That seems to be, that's the origin kind of idea of space, colonizing space. That was just a system that they had decided might be the thing to start with, right?
That sounds kind of like colonizing anywhere.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what it'd be, though. Right?
We talked about that last time, where that was like...
Exactly. That's where I'm letting people know where we were. So now we're going beyond that, though. We're going beyond that into like the fan. You know, we're going past the first telescopic observation of the night sky in 1610. We're going way beyond that to past the 50s, where we, you know, had our first, artificial satellites, and USSR really was beating us. Wow, I didn't know that. The dog in orbit, we're not talking about that dog that's in space, okay? We're not talking about a dead dog in space, okay? We're not going there tonight. That has to be some other night. We're not talking about, flight. We're not talking about already having been up there. We're not talking about any of that, the rich dudes till later. We're not talking about, wow, 78 was a good year for some stuff, eh?
We're not talking about them at all, actually.
No, yeah, we're not talking about any of that. But currently,
like thousands of years from now.
Yeah, we're not talking about
in space for a while, and we're.
Wait, there was the first solar sail was in 2010. Japan.
Yeah, we already did that.
We already did a solar sail.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about last week. We did it already.
28th of May, 2010. The mission name was Icarus.
Icarus.
Yeah, well, some people need to know some of this. That we've already done some of this.
Last week for the shit you missed.
First spacecraft in interstellar space was already done in 25th of August 2012. For those of us who missed it, first inflatable space habitat happened in 2016. We already talked about the first known interstellar object going through. Brad's bored, but we're talking about, we had a contact binary already fly by in 2019, guys. We've already done this shit. So, yeah, now we're just still, though, basically right now with commercial flights landing on the Earth or entering polar orbit around the Earth. So that's where we are right now. Now we're going to skip all that and think of the future. Fast forward. Are we going to fast forward beyond what they have planned? I got a chart of what they got planned.
Yeah, because they have limited vision.
Limited vision? Well, I mean, there are scheduled plans up to 2031 so far.
Wow.
By Envision, Da Vinci Veritas, a Venus orbiter.
Boring.
China, 2028 lunar technology. You're finding that boring? Okay, well then I need you to take us further. Take us further, Brad, to Interstellar.
I thought we were going to talk about what we were going to cover this week, and it wasn't.
I was just catching us up to where we were.
Existing technology and kind of.
Oh, I just wanted some people who didn't know. There were some people asking who is Brad. Okay, we needed to help some of these guys out. I'm just saying, we needed to ask.
There's a lot of people that need help. Not going to lie.
Yeah.
We can't help them all.
Welcome to whatever Brad is going to talk about, says Bruce. Yeah, there you go. Colonizing space. He's a smart guy. What are we discussing? Space colonization, but we're going to get freaky with it. We get to go into...
Space colonization 2.
Yeah, so
Faster,
2.
crazier, more futurer.
They are moving light years ahead of us.
Think about a movie you've seen, and like, wow, they're doing stuff that we can't physically do yet because we're stupid apes with machine guns and baseball hats on Earth.
Well, okay, so ways we would do it. Why don't we just steal the flying saucer we already have and, like, just use that? Come on.
They're still figuring out how to drive it.
Do you think it exists?
So, I think the first thing that's, like, a science fiction kind of
Space elevator really is in the list. Go on, though. It really is in there, space elevator. In Wikipedia. A space elevator, like you were talking about.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, and teleportation. Let's Star Trek our hard-heads, guys. Anyway, go on, please. Stop interrupting Brad, everyone. We are so cooked. You know about the ITER project in France, nuclear fusion? Vault 78 says yes. We are hoping fusion would become a way we would use. Welcome, Judges.
ITR and Tokamak are still being built.
Well, you sound disappointed. Like as if that's not good enough for you.
It's because
why is it this? It probably is a thing.
Like, oh yeah, nuclear fusion will be in 20 years. We've been saying that for 50 fucking years.
It's probably existing. It's just they would lose so much money not controlling our energy supplies if it was free and anybody could have it.
We're not going to talk about that.
Okay, we're not talking about that. Then keep us on track, mister. I'm just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Okay. As Brad isn't annoyed by us right now. He's too busy being annoyed at me. Don't worry, guys. I got you covered. This is for you guys.
This is my co-host, people.
I got it covered. I got him annoyed plenty right now. Okay, well then.
So, because last week we talked about, okay, we're going to colonize the moon. We're going to build cities on Mars. We're going to try to build spaceships that can take us to the next solar system, stuff like that. Solar sails, the evolution of chemical rockets and fusion engines and stuff like that. But that's like Stone Age stuff.
No, Vault, please continue. Vault, don't be quiet. We need you to contribute. What do you mean you'll be quiet? Oh my goodness. Again, please continue, Brad. I'm so sorry. One of our questioners.
You're talking to half the time.
I know, nobody can.
Just gotta start talking.
Yeah. Please continue.
Well,
please.
What was,
I don't know.
What were you saying?
I don't know. I don't know now, but it's lost. It's forever lost. Oh, why am I on fire? Yeah. We can focus. We've done this before, Vault 78. We want your questions and your contributions about space colonization. For instance, I don't know why people aren't mentioning some movies already with the theories behind them that have made it happen. Like, why aren't we doing that? Like, let's start there. Let's start with Star Trek and teleportation. Oh, that's yours.
Calm down. Anyway.
Reset. What's stopping? Calm down. Why am I being... Please go on.
We were talking about, like, the kind of natural evolution of humans colonizing space.
Yes.
And after, you know, say 500 years from now, maybe we'll develop new scientific theories and new technology to go faster. Kind of like the equivalent of discovering fire, or the like Silicon Revolution, where it's like, holy crap, we invented something and it changed everything.
I wonder when we'll get to that.
After that would be fucking crazy.
Fire in the hole!
Hopefully that happens soon.
Maybe it won't be like I don't think it'll be like light speed kind of stuff, but maybe it'll be something that makes interplanetary travel really like viable. To the point where it's kind of easy to go anywhere on Earth on an airplane right now. You can just go to an airport, buy a ticket, and go wherever the fuck you want.
Right?
It costs money.
If there's a landing strip.
It's physically possible.
Yeah.
Well,
like the Halo Ring or Mass Effect. What do you mean, Ernesto?
Like Mass Effect or Halo.
Oh, like the video games. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
I was like...
We're talking stuff like that. See, Ernesto's got it. We're talking far future, fantastical kind of shit.
See, Ernesto's got it.
Halo
See,
Ring,
guys? Movies, TV, yeah, let's go there. I want to go there. That's where I've always wanted to go, guys.
I do want to talk about megastructures eventually. That's a different...
Okay, but we're not there yet?
It's a whole episode to itself. But yeah, we're going in the right direction with Halo and Mass Effect.
There you go. See, Quan, you know you gotta know about that. Oh no, I haven't played Mass Effect or Halo, actually. I don't know about that. See, I don't. All I know is this guy's gonna kick my ass, so please, continue. I know you're staying on topic. I appreciate that. Brad? Back to you, Brad.
Hello.
Third, just confused.
Chopper.
Yeah, back to you, the chopper, Brad.
Yeah, interplanetary travel could be as frequent and as easy as getting on a plane, so...
Only for the rich so far, but yeah.
Okay, well...
Don't talk about that, you're right.
Like cruise ships initially were, only the rich can get on a ship and travel around, and then, only the rich can get on a plane and fly around, and now people do it, it's so pedantic that people are bored by it.
Well, except for all the...
Space travel will be like that if technology permits it to do so.
I kind of set everything on fire.
I gotta go work on the moon. Again.
Right?
Go to lunar customs and wait for 3 hours before I get to my gate.
I didn't mean to set everything on fire, guys. I didn't realize I had napalm barrage on me. Is that a free thing we just got? I'm sorry, everyone. I kind of set everybody on fire. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Eric. I set them on fire. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to set. I didn't know about the napalm barrage. Yeah, I did. Oh shit, guys. I'm sorry.
Did you have a lot of sugar today?
No. No, I didn't. I have a coffee. I'm actually fasting. That's probably what's doing it. Honestly, that's probably it.
Ramadan's over, right?
Yeah, I don't do Ramadan. Yeah, I know. Is it really over already? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, happy whatever that people just had. I'm so sorry. Okay, so okay. I'm gonna okay. So if we're going with sci-fi, right?
Okay, so right away, the whole interplanetary travel. One of the very first things, even basic sci-fi, when they're not flying around the universe.
Teleportation.
No, it makes. They almost need, whether it's a MacGuffin or scientifically explained, they need something to get in between planets pretty quickly. Otherwise, it turns into some sort of
space elevator.
No.
Stargates.
No.
Oh, what? Tell me, or else I'll keep guessing wrong. Please. He's already annoyed. I'm literally trying to figure it out.
The story needs
wormhole, says Vault 78.
Maybe scientific MacGuffins to allow the story to like propagate and like be told.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes there are kind of stargates or some kind of linear accelerator or something to get a ship, say, between Mars and Earth in a reasonable time frame. And I'm talking like less than hours or minutes, maybe, not fucking days or months or years. So that kind of technology obviously doesn't exist. We don't know how to explain it yet.
I lost everything. You have to go back. I'm playing on the new controller, but no, I unplugged it and I unplugged all the sound. I'm not excited because apparently if I unplugged it, I lost Brad and the whole thing. So everything Brad just said is gone. I don't know what he said. Brad, are you there? Brad?
Yeah.
Oh my god. What'd I miss?
What are you doing over there?
I thought I should unplug it because of the way the thing goes, but it did terrible. I don't know. You're gonna have to.
I don't think that was a complete English sentence, but good.
A good try. So I missed everything. Please, where were we? I hope people picked up my samples and my stuff. I'm so sorry. I'm ruining this, and I don't want to ruin this.
We were talking about
Interstellar.
Rapid interplanetary travel.
Okay.
Got a whole sentence at the time. Holy shit.
Wow. Way to go.
So Cowboy Bebop is kind of like a good example of, okay, they're not...
What's Cowboy Bebop?
It's an anime. Watch it. It's good.
I don't have time for that. I'm busy.
See the Space Cowboy. Stop playing Helldivers and watch Cowboy Bebop.
Oh my gosh. How dare you. How dare you say that?
But I know in Cowboy Bebop they have, it's kind of like a Stargate, but it's for interplanetary travel. It's not for interstellar or intergalactic travel. So it's short range, but it's obviously high tech and it works.
How dare you tell me to stop playing Helldivers? I hardly play it as it is. Oh my goodness. My goodness.
Well, then stop doing whatever you do in between playing Helldivers and watch Cowboy Bebop.
I don't even know how to watch Cowboy Bebop. It sounds like a dance song by Kid Rock. I'm just saying, like, it sounds horrible. I'm just saying. This sounds terrible.
Wow. Are you hearing this, Internet? This is what I gotta work with you. Cowboy Bebop sounds horrible. Wow.
I don't know. Like, I just need to know more.
If you don't know, then how does it sound horrible? That's
just the title of it. It's not like, doesn't that give you like Kid Rock 1990s vibes? Like, I'm just saying. Okay, anyway.
For jazz, I'm pretty sure. There's a lot of jazz in it.
Well, I like jazz. I like Cowboy Bebop is on Crunchyroll, says Funtime Claw. Okay, thanks for letting me know.
Yep.
I appreciate that. I'm still not gonna watch it. I got things to do, but I appreciate that. Like, please don't make that part of my homework. Like, I'm not doing homework, But oh my god, this is not working out well.
You don't watch Cowboy Bebop.
I'm not watching ChatGPT. I got fucking 50 tabs open that are not ChatGPT. Teleportation, space elevators, space warfare, human spaceflight, all that's open. You know, I'm working hard over here. I know. Why aren't we talking about it yet? Where's my double-edged sickle? Look, I got things going on here. I'm gonna need you to do your part. I'm doing my part. Oh, thank goodness. I got it. Please, let's carry forward. Let's carry on. So he doesn't care about that. Then can we talk about it in the scheme of sci-fi movies where most of us have more of a reference and or TV? Like Star Trek. Why aren't we talking Star Trek? Without without teleportation. Ernesto's given up. He's gone. You know. Bye, Ernesto.
Bye, Ernesto.
We've lost Ernesto. Space warfare about the ships getting hacked. I love the AI you had in the later Mass Effect games. Yeah, I never played it, so I don't know. Although AI is going to have to play a key component in our traveling. Clearly. Despite him hating ChatGPT. Oh, come on. Obviously, it's going to have to be a part of it. That's where we're going. You already talked about that. And that's
people
probably...
in the past thought vacuum tubes were the hot shit, and hey, suddenly we invented different technologies.
I think you're in denial about AI. I think you're in denial. You don't want to face
I think you have too much faith in it.
I don't have faith in it. I see that that's where they're putting all the money, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to make it the thing. They're going to make it the tool that, you know, is going to do all the things. A lot of pilots fly on autopilot. That's a little different than... Well, that's been a thing forever. I mean, autopilot versus...
Autopilot's not AI.
Yeah. Although, was an early idea of it? I mean, come on. Think about it. Brad.
Package acquired. Dropping package.
Hmm? Brad's gone silent. He's either angry or thinking about it. One or the other. He's frustrated.
I'm scanning.
You're scanning. Oh, yeah, he's on Elite Dangerous scanning systems.
We're not talking about whether autopilot is AI today.
Why not? Because it's too real? Does it hurt? Does it hurt to think that maybe AI was here all along?
You will never destroy our way of life.
You should probably have something to eat.
No, God, it's that bad.
This is what it's like when you're fasting. You should probably have something to eat.
God, no. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. Okay. Moving on. Oh no, prepared today. I'm proud. Yeah, clearly not. I tried Archetype, but I guess I didn't prepare. I wanted to keep on track. Okay, so you gotta help me out here, Brad, as the co-host. Like that or Arc, you gotta step it up because I need help here because I'm struggling. Because I want to talk about Star Trek. I want to talk about travel, the way we've already colonized in space in sci-fi, and I thought that's where we were going, but nobody else has given me anything here. Think about the house, your climate controller, airco. Yeah, but that's not... It's early. Yeah, I think that could be an early form of it, but Brad doesn't agree, so let's go on. Let's move on. Why don't you give us the sci-fi stuff then, Brad? Brad, are you still with us, Brad?
Hey, calm down.
Oh, your silence scares me. The silence scares me. Just saying.
Requesting sentry.
Like, is he still there? He must really be scanning the shit out of whatever it is. Just saying.
How about a nice cup of liberty?
We were going to talk generational travel some more, but what I was reading is that it does seem more likely that they will send robots up first, which kind of is disappointing to me. I don't know.
One of the things related to generation ships was that it was hypothesized that say we build a generation ship, we send it out towards a star 10 light years away, and it takes an estimated 50 years to get there. And on the way there, back on Earth, we develop a faster engine, and then we end up colonizing space. So that ship that was on its way really slowly lands there, and it's like, there's fucking people here already, what the fuck?
Could happen.
There are stories about that.
Wouldn't that be neat if that happened?
Imagine if, like, you know, Columbus took so long to get to North America that he invented the plane and someone flew there and beat him. And then he got there and was like, yo, we're already here.
That'd be great, actually. Fuck Columbus. Sorry. Did I say that? I'm just saying, people were already there. He didn't discover shit.
It's an analogy. Just chill the fuck out.
Okay. I'm sorry. I have strong feelings about Columbus.
So Columbus sailed to the moon.
And people were already on the moon, and then we just like pretended like, oh, we discovered the moon. Okay, we got Vault saying, sorry, maybe too much cyberpunk and hacking. No, give us more. Says, or like a ship that drives on nuclear engine or something. Nuclear. Or fusion engine. Or solar sails that are strong enough to carry us through the stars. Right? No? Can you work with it, Brad? Can you work with that, what that guy just gave you? Because I can't apparently give you enough tonight, so I need some help warming up. I need some help. I need some help here. I need a little help.
Correct.
I need some help over here. Look,
please ask me that. You're fucking
Vault says, Vault 78 said, maybe a ship that drives a nuclear engine or something something else.
Yeah, like Daedalus or Orion.
Well, tell us more about that. What's that? What's that? Tell me about that. Please. What's Daedalus or Orion? Oh.
The ship that was going to drop nukes at the back and use the nuclear explosions to push through space.
Oh, which we talked about in the previous episode. Gotcha.
It's like, that's a good idea if you have way too many nuclear weapons and a way to, like, safely use them.
Oh, you're FM on Discord. Gotcha. Okay, well then. That's not it. That's not something we're going with, though, is it? I'm gonna die again. This is not conducive to... Oh my god. Help. Okay. So we've already been over that, then. We already went over that last week.
We've all 7 was moved for that.
Why aren't you telling me more about teleportation? I think that's a great idea. I mean, Galaxy Quest, Star Trek, all that seems like an inspiring thing. What would be in the way of us? Does that mean we need to have more more biology, like, understanding to see how we would, and the scientific stuff to progress to know that we could put ourselves back together again? Like, I have questions about that. Like, that would seem the quickest.
More math required.
Do you think math would solve it? And would we be the same person?
No.
We wouldn't be the same person.
Well, okay, the first thing is, every single science fiction that talks about teleportation is very short range. So they don't use it to zip around the galaxy.
Wait, in Star Trek, were there always different people?
It's like getting from, oh, your Uber's outside, I'm going to teleport to my car.
Okay. So short range.
Yeah, so it's not about intergalactic or interplanetary travel. It's about skipping like a landing shuttle or a landing craft or something like that.
We definitely, Stargates were generally used like skipping stones. You know that, right? Anybody who ever watched Stargate felt like skipping stones. There was more people watching. Oh, Chrono Illusion, you're here. Chrono Illusion, if you were still here, you made a whole bunch of points after that. You then it was the wrong timing. I wish you were here right now to tell us more about what you had said, because it was for Brad and it's gone now. But if you're gone, Chrono, I get it. But that stuff, this would be the time to bring that in. Ark says, Brad, do you believe in the theory of folding space or just traveling quickly? Folding space like in interstellar travel, which is like the way we imagine. Folding space is black holes, is it not?
Not necessarily.
Oh, then tell us, please.
There's several hypothetical drives that talk about folding space.
Well, please tell me, because I don't know.
The whole math part is like, well, you can't go faster than light through space. It's like, okay, well, what if we kind of like cheat and turn space inside out, or fold it or manipulate space somehow?
Oh.
So between the warp drive or diametric drive or bias drive and other things like that, or wormholes, it's all kind of interpretation of basically fucking up space to cheat Einstein's math into going faster.
What if Einstein's math was wrong all along?
It could be.
And what if somebody fixing that math changes everything?
The Earth was the center of the universe. And we were like,
exactly.
Stop burning people at the stake. Fucking church, quit it.
Right? So, what's saying? That's interesting. What if we've been doing some of the math wrong, and all it takes is like one correction of the math? I'm not just saying Interstellar, but what if it is like that, and then all of a sudden that breaks everything open?
That's how science works, though. Einstein's math is currently the best solution we have for a lot of things, so that's why we still use it.
Okay.
Until we find a better version, we're going to keep using it.
Okay.
But yeah, folding space, definitely futuristic, interplanetary, or interstellar travel possibilities. There's a bunch of different plausible ways to do it, either in science fiction or... I can't remember the actual name, but NASA did like, hey, NASA people make... I think it was called like the hypothetical drive study or something like that. They did it in like the 80s.
Hypothetical drive?
Yeah.
As in what? Like a hypothetical what kind of drive?
Alright, hold on.
Yeah, oh, we're gonna get aggressive typing, guys. I can't wait.
It's just
yes. No, it's typing. We're getting the typing soon, guys. You know, because I'm pretty sure that's only what some people are here for. Oh, guys, don't worry. He's on the way.
Down below if you like.
Yeah, comment here.
The Breakthrough Propulsion Physics Program was a research project funded by NASA between 1996 and 2002 to study various proposals for revolutionary methods of spacecraft propulsion that would
Sounds like
require
shit.
breakthroughs in physics before they could be realized. All the bullshit chat says is based on things that people actually said in the past. Anyway,
that sounds like ChatGPT to me. I'm just saying. Just kidding.
Stop insulting real science. When the Advanced Space Transportation Program was reorganized and all speculative research, in brackets, less than technology readiness level 3, was cancelled. The hell is technology readiness level 3?
More typing must be done.
Research to prove feasibility apparently is tech level 3.
Request approved. Deploying
So first you have basic research, then it's like, oh, that sounds like a promising idea. We need to do more research to see if it's possible. And then you develop technology based on that research. And you demonstrate that technology to see if it works. And then you start building stuff.
Okay, gotcha. And then we have, I think wormhole is some sort of quantum entanglement, but sorry, Brad, never did Half-Life? Well, okay. What? I that's like, okay.
I played Half-Life a long time ago.
Yeah, didn't we all? Like, that was a gazillion years ago. That's on my Steam account. Holy shit.
When's Half-Life 4 coming out?
Quantum... Do you think a wormhole is quantum entanglement? I don't know.
Do you know what quantum entanglement is?
No, so tell us. I'm going to pretend I don't, please.
You're going to pretend you don't. Okay, well, why don't you just not pretend and explain what you think it is?
I don't know. I'm just going to say pass.
Quantum entanglement is the idea that two distant objects or particles, quanta, are or can be associated somehow.
That's like long-distance relationships.
So you can manipulate one and the other.
I can't long-distance relationships. Right?
You gonna be okay?
Yeah, isn't that what that is?
No, it's not.
Wait, that mean people can call long-distance relationships quantum entanglements?
No.
Okay, carry on. Wait, I'm just going with what you said. Okay, go on, please. Oh my god. I nearly died. Sorry! Please continue. Holy shit. Ask Gabe who? Who's Gabe? Wait, who's Gabe? Is that part of Half-Life?
Like Jeeves?
Like as Jeeves? Oh, these guys are too young to know about Ask Jeeves. Don't. We can't. They don't understand what it was like to have Jeeves.
They're not too young for science, though.
There you go. Speaking of science, we're totally on track. I feel really on track here.
Sending out an SOS.
Why aren't we talking about the exciting sci-fi movies? Like, even Aliens, why aren't we talking about cryogenic sleep? Why aren't we talking about that for space colonization?
That's like low grade. Oh, we're frozen.
What would you suggest?
hyperspace
Don't you think
and
we'll
wormholes
have
and
to?
stuff?
Yeah, but we already know the traveling will take so many years. It will take so many years to travel. We'd have to go into hypersleep.
Calling down supplies.
Did you see the human alien informant is in Alien Romulus? Yes. Way to spoil the movie that just came out.
Aliens is like a horror movie.
Yeah.
That just happens in space. Spooky alien.
Guys,
Whoa.
can I set you
Better
guys
run.
on fire? Arc move.
Orbital inbound.
Arc move.
Orbital barrage incoming.
That's it.
Stand clear.
Requesting sentry.
And setting them up. It's better than Prometheus. Don't you dare say that. But I like the. Oh my god, they're gonna survive it! They're surviving the napalm! I would imagine that cryosleep would have adverse effects on physiology. Yeah, but they've already said that all of the traveling in space is part of the problem, that we are affected by space. Just even going into space, we're affected badly by it, right? So we have to have progress in human
Imagine we've been in space enough time to figure it out, and we fucking fixed it. Don't have to worry about cryosleep, don't have to worry about people in space, don't have to worry about radiation, zero gravity. We figured it out, we built technology to fix it. Artificial gravity, all that's solved. Boom.
There we go.
Next step.
Throwing grenade.
Jeez.
Get into other solar systems quickly.
I'm sorry.
Like
Well then.
in Star Trek, or Elite Dangerous, or Star Wars.
Star Trek, Star Wars. Let's do it. Let's get there,
Babylon
please.
5,
I need to go
Babylon.
there. Exactly. Can we get there, please? I've been waiting this whole session to get there. I've been waiting.
Well, no, you're kind of like lighting people on fire and talking about ChatGPT or like yelling
No,
at Christopher Columbus and shit.
Well, Columbus deserves it. I'm not gonna lie. Goodbye now. Okay. Let's go there. Brad, continue, please. But if we would, I know some famous rich persons freeze them up, but you don't hear about them. Yeah, of course. Well, we already know that they've been freezing their heads and all that shit. Yeah. We already know. Yeah, they've been doing freaky shit since Disney.
And maybe / hopefully when they figure out.
And then have me wake up in horror. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Good idea, guys. They deserve it. If they did, I'm just saying.
I don't think they're gonna live.
You don't think so? But what if they did? Could you imagine the horror of it? They'd be insane.
What
if they were sleeping the whole time? Just saying.
Alright, I doubt it. Are you high?
No, I'm not high.
How about we figured out how to unthaw them and then just fucking didn't?
It's like, are you high? What? No.
That was you sounded like something that a high person said.
Should I get high for this? Should I get high for this?
Maybe.
I do have some doobies from my aunt when I went to the doctor's, so I'm not really an inhaler, but if I light one in front of me, will that be good? Should I do that?
I think that's what Clinton did.
I can't inhale.
He just kind of watched it. Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, but why freeze their car? Okay, send them in the coffin. These things should be researched. Well, yeah, but somebody's got to be a pioneer. Anyway, I want to hear more about this. Okay, can we please move forward?
We think that the ice in our, because we're mostly water.
Yeah, but we're not. That's kind of a fallacy. We're not. We just have a lot of liquid in us, but it's not mostly water. It's not as much water as we'd say. I think. That's a...
Sure, okay, whatever. Let's just dispute science.
Let's dispute science then. Okay, Mr.
The Earth is flat. The Earth is flat. Maybe space isn't real. We're just living in a snow
Our bodies is made of water. I looked this up and it's not as high as you guys thought it was. I swear to God, we are only... An adult is around 60% is water.
That's a fucking lot of water.
The brain and heart are composed of 73% water, and the lungs are about 83% water. The skin contains 64% water. Muscles and kidneys are 79%, and even the bones are watery at 31%. Especially your bones. I'm just guessing. So, no, your bones are water.
We're most we're mostly water then? More than 50%?
Only
of us
60.
water?
Yeah, but that's
Only
not enough
60%.
to cryogenically think that we're going to be okay cryogenically. That's only 60%. Just
I didn't
saying.
know you were an expert in cryogenics.
I don't know. Just saying, we're not as much made of water as we think. I mean, actually, the percentage can vary from roughly 45 to 75%. Okay? What happened to everybody? Yeah, I'll bring you guys back.
Arguing about water.
No, I mean in the session, I think I kept killing everybody. They're gonna be so mad at me. I did set a little bit of arcs landed on me. What, maybe some Matrix style. Oh, okay. I do like the idea of Matrix, but then that could be a concept where we stay on Earth and then because physiologically, we haven't really figured out how we're gonna friggin' travel. Is everybody back? So wouldn't it make sense that maybe our brain might upload and then we might stay on Earth and all like Matrixy like, or Avatar like? You know what I mean?
Sure, I guess.
Put on shit. Look, mister. You ain't bringing enough of the teleportation to me. I'm just saying. I need a bit more here. I'm trying. Okay. The mysteries of hyperspace. Consequences. The consequences of getting lost after an error or malfunction. But what if that could lead to something better? I'm just saying. That's terrifying once we're in space. I'm just saying, guys. So, inventions we need, like hyperdrive, jump drive, warp drive, or space folding. That was already mentioned by somebody earlier. Or made-up devices. What's an anti-gravitic material called cavorite? That's realistic science? What does that mean? Do you know about that?
Anti-gravity?
No, cavorite.
You said anti-gravitic material.
Yeah.
That's anti-gravity.
Yeah. Why was
Sounds
it called?
Some hokey bullshit.
Priority.
Well, aren't we talking about hokey bullshit here? We still need to solve faster than light travel.
Yep.
Difficulty of using such drives in close proximity to other objects. Oh, I'm sorry, Elcreth. I don't think they were very happy with what happened there. Oh no. They didn't know we were conducting science over here. They didn't know we were doing science. I'm so sorry.
Helldiver.
And there's not, like, where was Chrono Illusion? Chrono Illusion was given this, like, stuff last, I was playing some other game, and they were talking about all this stuff for you, and they never left a comp. But stuff about ion propulsion, technology we need, like they did in Deep Space, generation ships, we already talked about that, but you were going to go into it more. You haven't. Suspended animation doesn't just have to be cryo. Chrono was discussing AI.
We don't need suspended animation.
What's the Bussard ramjet? We talked about the Bussard ramjet. So time dilation. This is a certain thing that we feel is going to affect us? Can you explain that again so that we can talk about that in terms of how we get around that with our imagination for future colonization? Time dilation, aside from generational shifts. I need help. Toru! Oh my god, Toru just saving the chat just by saying hi. Toru. Colonizing space. Go. Fantasy. Helldivers. I need ideas because I'm suffering over here and Brad isn't giving me much to work with. Because I'm not giving him much to work with. I need help. Please help. Brad is too quiet and it scares me. Yeah, just by saying hi. Yeah, Toru is our Helldivers 1 expert who is really into lore. So Toru is capable of helping us out here. And Brad is still in Elite Dangerous, traversing space. Not giving us much over here. Because I'm not giving him anything, apparently. I'm trying. I did so much research.
Also random shit and potential interruptions, yeah.
Well, then help me. Like Star Trek said, in addition to its iconic warp drive, it introduced concepts such as transwarp, slipstream. Oh, is that where we get slipstream for a hot ring? And spore drive, among others. Can you tell us something about that? Any of that? I'm trying. I'm trying over here. Nothing?
I think the Borg did transwarp.
Okay. Well, explain.
Hellpod launch initiated.
Or sci-fi stuff?
Yeah, well, isn't that where we were going this week? Apparently not, guys.
I think it...
Means of space travel. Anti-gravity, atomic nuclear, a bloater, have no idea what bloater is. Cannon one-shot. Dean drive, don't know what that is. FTL. Hyperspace. Inertialess drive. Ion thrusters. Photon rockets. Plasma propulsion engines. Bussard ramjet, we did talk about that. R-Force, what the fuck is that? Solar sail. Spin Dizzy, that sounds like a rapper. And torch ship. I know nothing about any of this, but I'm trying to throw something out there in the hopes we can figure out how on earth we're gonna get out there to colonize space. I'm not the smarty pants here. I'm only a terrible host. That's all I got to offer right now. Brad, you gotta work with me. Help me, help you, help you, help me. Please. Tover in the chat says, well, if we are talking about colonizing in space, in Helldiver's universe, it's probably safe to assume that we use cryo chambers. I agree. Like the ones we have on the Super Destroyer. Yep. That's what we did in Helldivers, you're right. They freeze us. You're exactly right.
I feel like that's because Helldivers takes place pretty early in... like there's not a lot of very advanced technology, but like anything that the humans are using to fight the alien species, they basically stole from them. So we didn't take the time to develop it ourselves.
Exactly.
Because what year is it? Like 25 or 2600, something like that?
I don't know. I'm not sure. What year is it in Helldivers Total? Is it 2036 or is it further than that? I forget where we are in this.
I feel like it's less than 600 years in the future.
Yeah, like 300 years? Or... So you want to go further than that, right? I need you to help me with that.
Advance.
Well, then help a girl out here. Because, like, my advance is thinking teleportation. My advance is thinking, you know, colonize ships. My advance is thinking having places to live on other planets. My advance is war in space. You know? That's where I am. Colonizing, probably, you know, it's... My mind always immediately goes to aliens, so I need help with this one. You know? What ideas did you have? What excited you enough to make this its own topic of colonizing space too? What makes you excited about this idea?
Because a lot of science fiction touches on it, and there's a lot of hypothetical science that postulates that it's possible.
Well, then lead the way
like
with us.
Hyperspace being a separate dimension that we can access that makes going between faraway places like different star systems or even different galaxies even feasible within a couple hours.
That would be good.
Like Star Wars is like, we're just going all over the fucking galaxy, and, you know, it's kind of like driving to a different city in the same state or province. Like, it happens within hours, not days or years.
That'd be nice.
How do they do that? Is it some dimension where everything's a lot closer together? Or you can travel, like, 1,000,000 times faster? Star Control kind of has the same thing. A lot of places have some sort of other space. Star Trek's warp speed is different than that. It's that bubble that goes faster than light. So it's not so much a different dimension. It's you're folding and cheating space to go faster than you're normally allowed to. I don't remember what Battletech is. They have stuff like that too. Star Wars or other hyperspaces. Babylon 5 is hyperspace too, because there are episodes where like a fleet is just kind of chilling there. It's an alternate space where they can hide or wait for an attack, so to speak. So it literally is another dimension that they can access and sit inside.
We got some comments again finally. Volt says, faster than light is nice if we can cheat, but still you need something faster like wormholes or like in Mass Effect.
Fast enough.
I believe 2 to 3 had something with that quantum. And Toru says the first contact with the Illuminate was friendly. If I remember well, they even gave some help with Super to make space travel more efficient. Yeah, I remember that. And then we shit on them because we're humans. Yeah. They helped us, and then we said, yeah, thanks, goodbye. And we murdered them. It was awful. Alright. So, you know what excites me at the idea that we could possibly do? Is the teleportation. I'm just saying. I still like that idea. Maybe it was silly, but I like the idea that we could teleport. But then maybe I wonder if teleportation would have something to do with time travel. It's not technically...
It would in a way that you kind of have to...
Right?
Kind of...
I broke Brad. He's broken. Brad? 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 We've lost Brad. Brad unplugged his mic. Oh god, Brad. Come back, Brad. He's gonna say all these smart things and we're gonna miss out on him. I think Brad unplugged his mic. We are having issues tonight. It is just... I wonder what the moon cycle is, guys. You like Mass Effect very much? Where'd you go, Brad? Brad?
I was getting something in the kitchen.
Oh, well, we lost you. We didn't hear anything you said.
Yeah, well, when I turn off my mic, I'm not talking intentionally.
Oh, well, you just left us hanging. Yeah, you left us hanging. Oh, no, we were not okay. We were not okay. We were not okay.
Maybe I'm trying to, like, wean some attention span back into the public conscious. Just hold on for like 10 seconds. It's okay.
You didn't give us a warning. You didn't give us a warning.
I'm not like a Coast Guard helicopter going like, oh my god, I'm here to save you. I absolutely have to pay you constant attention right now.
No. We did know you were gone. You were mid-sentence, and then you were gone. Like, you didn't even give us a warning. You weren't like, oh, be right back. He was like telling us something, and then he was gone. Look, guys, it wasn't just me, right? Ever did Portal? Yeah, I played Portal.
Is that okay?
No, they're not okay. No, they're not okay.
It's okay.
They're not okay. They're abandoned. They have abandoned issues. They're phoning up the therapist. They're not okay. I don't know.
The therapist is busy. Get over it. Anyway, a lot of space travel inherently has to do with time travel because you're kind of cheating space and time together.
Okay then.
Which is related to time dilation.
Okay. There you go, guys. See? You thought and you guys were saying while he was gone that he didn't know shit. Look at you guys. I would feel bad about yourselves now. Just kidding. Just kidding. They didn't say that. They didn't say that.
To bring up teleportation, you want to talk about teleportation?
Yeah, I do want to talk about teleportation.
Teleportation, like I mentioned, is frequently used for like very short range. Like, oh, the ship is in orbit, we're going to go to the surface, but we don't want to fly through the fucking atmosphere and deal with all that shit. Boom, teleport to the surface. Done. Makes a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. But that implies you need line of sight. You have to physically see where you're going to go, so you know you're not going to be teleported into a fucking mountain or a tree or underwater.
So won't we be able to map things out, be able to see things?
But as I say, that implies that you can't, oh, I'm just going to teleport myself to, Titan, in orbit of Saturn. Because it's too far away, I can't see it. I don't know where it is.
We'd have to have already mapped out all this stuff and know what's there.
Or you have to go there and build, like, kind of like a Stargate sort of exit portal.
Oh, I love Stargate. Please.
So it's kind of like that's less. It's kind of teleporting, but you need like a teleporter pad, like Stargate does. You need a receiver and a sender, so you can't just kind of fire it off into nothingness. You have to have discrete locations, like an IP address kind of. Like, oh, this is where you're being.
Internet in space. Internet in space.
Your body is an email now. That's
your body is an email. That doesn't hit the same as John Mayer. John Myers, your body is a water. Wait, your body is a wonderland. Is now your body is an email. That's not as romantic. I'm just saying. It just doesn't hit the same. Pardon?
We're not here for that.
Oh well, I'm just saying. You're the one that said your body is an email. I mean, is it spam mail? I guess some people would be considered spam.
Yeah, mark is unread.
Marcus how cold. Okay. I have played Portal, yes, Fallout 78, when I had Steam and when it worked on my computer, yes. A long time ago. Portal and Portal 2. And the co-op, yes. Yep.
So teleporting, maybe short range, you don't need like a reception device. You can just kind of beam it. So beam the away team to the surface, for example. Oh, we can see it. We know we're not going to teleport them into a mountain or something. Cool. It can work. Far away stuff? Well, okay, maybe we need a dedicated like receiving area, so we know we're not going to fucking scramble their atoms into shit.
Yeah, Archetype says you're broken down molecule by molecule, then reconstructed quickly.
So are you the same person?
Probably not. But then again, people talk about that when we get...
molecules in your brain retain your memories and dreams?
I don't know. We don't know yet. That's where probably part of that machine has uploaded consciousness, right?
So that's where the more math comes out.
Maybe each time you were teleported, or before you got teleported, it uploaded your consciousness each time. Maybe. Taurus says, actually, I want to know more about the methods of Super Earth to colonizing too. The Wi-Fi must be great to reach space. Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't know about Helldivers, but that's good to, like, the methods of Super Earth to colonizing. You know, clearly they just decided they'd go wherever they wanted and, like, try to get resources for whatever they want. So they're clearly following what we probably do, which is go for our own resources and our own things. But how did they do it?
Assholes plus technology. There you go. There's Helldivers.
Hey now. You're an all-star. Get your game on. Okay, so... Well then, moving on. Space colonization 2. I need more. Okay. This was interesting. Many, particularly earlier writers of science fiction, like Isaac Asimov and Arthur C. Clarke, did not address means of travel in much detail, and many writings of the proto-sci-fi era were disadvantaged by their authors living in a time when knowledge of space was very limited. In fact, many early works did not even consider the concept of vacuum, and instead assumed that an atmosphere of sorts, composed of air or ether, continued indefinitely. You knew about that?
Of course, I've researched that for years.
Oh, well then, tell us what's...
all sorts of, like, random, whimsical...
Well then, share it with us. Share with the class. We're here. We showed up. Don't just...
Okay,
we're here.
We were going to focus on something. So we were on teleporting and...
Yeah.
Your dreams get teleported with you? Maybe.
Well...
How would your... You know, do you get teleported and suddenly you don't like your favorite food change?
You don't like cheese anymore?
Or you forgot, you forgot all of your friends?
So far, that's not how it's been in sci-fi, right? They've been going with...
Because usually a science fiction story is not about... No, it's not even about that. It's that they don't want to focus on that kind of aspect of it. It's not like a theological, how does this work? It's just more like, just accept that it works and it doesn't fuck up your brain so that we can focus on the story, which is typically action and adventure in this game.
Right.
And not survive and defeat the villain? Or did they forget who the villain is because the teleporter doesn't... That's how the teleporter works.
When that be the person we're going to defeat the villain, but we forget who they are and we become their best friends, and then It's villain to lover story, and then they mate with the villain, and then there's cross-species interplanetary stuff. And the people back on the ship are like, what the fuck just happened? Why did they do that? That'd be interesting.
Sounds like an old episode of Star Trek.
Probably. Kirk fucked everything. Yeah. But okay, moving on. Okay, so we covered that. I feel like I'm failing. Ark, I need your help or something. Ark, do you want to get on the line? Ark, in the game chat. If you got any, like, I'm suffering over here. Brad is suffering. We're suffering. I'm trying not to suffer.
I'm fine.
You're fine. You're fine. You didn't sound fine earlier. You didn't sound fine. He's fine. He's fine. Okay. Okay. Anyone else with? Okay. Okay. Let me look further down. ChatGPT. I'm kidding. We've already done. This space elevator keeps coming up.
That's because it's a near future idea.
I can help it on PC. No, I don't need help in the video game. Just type out your ideas of stuff. Like, we're talking about colonizing space. We've already talked about generational ships.
We have a question in the chat.
Yeah, we need questions, because Sirius is suffering over here. Michael Crichton, he was the one who talked about Jurassic Park. Touched on the effects of time travel or molecular breakdowns in his book Timeline. See, I'm not going to be able to read those archetype in the chat unless you did it in YouTube chat, because I could miss all that, which could be similar. See, you're lucky I look down, because otherwise, if it's not in YouTube chat, I'm not going to be able to see those. Those scroll away on me. So I can't open my chat all the time. Sorry. And then your wise words would be lost. Yeah. It's like, OMG. Yeah, I guess we had something and it's lost. Biodome. Yeah. You're minimizing. Yeah. Please minimize. Just, gosh. Making me work tonight. See, this is why I told you I needed to do my homework ahead of time. But then if I do my homework, then it's not organic. But then if I'm organic, I'm not good enough. See, this is stressful. I'm trying. There you are. Okay, Ark. Ark's like, okay, he's coming in. Not in, but he's in the freaking YouTube chat, guys. Toru says, I think food and water would be a problem on space, especially on the very start of a space exploration and colonizing. Well, yeah. We'd have to be able to grow our own food and plants in space on whatever ship. I mean, we'd obviously set out with supplies, but continuation to survive? Yeah, we'd have to be able to continue to... But wouldn't we, like, on... Okay, I know this isn't connected, but remember the train on Snowpiercer? Right? I mean, we'd have to have all that set up where we're growing stuff, right? Brad's gone again. Brad's making me sad. Well, it says, but Dune and a lot of drones to look for water. Yeah. Yeah.
Calling in extraction.
Who's calling in extraction? I mean, did we... I guess we got them. Brad is quiet. Brad, you're freaking me out. It's
what?
Freaking me out. You're too quiet. Like, I need some help here. I need... It was your idea. Else I'd be talking about, like, you know, I don't know. I'm trying here. Brad, my attention was divided. Please tell me specifically what you're talking about so I don't go off topic. Colonizing space too. Yeah, tell us again, please, Brad, for some of us who are new to the chat. Can you tell us specifically? Thank you. The idea is...
The idea is that we've already figured out how to travel between planets and stars kind of like routinely, and we're doing it like it's commonplace. So there are some kind of fantastical science fiction ideas about how do you get, you know, to stars thousands of light years away? How do you travel between galaxies?
So we don't need that, or are we talking about that?
We already figured out how do we feed ourselves and how do we deal with low gravity situations with the human body.
So then what's the problem? So then what are we talking about then? How we live? Would we ever visit home again? Would we make new homes? Would we like to live on other planets? What will we be doing? But then, if we've already got everything covered, what are we really exploring?
The entire rest of the universe.
Okay. Yeah, we already know that it would take time. So, let's travel forward in time to where we figured all that shit out. We figured out our space elevators. We figured out our warp drives. We figured out our teleportation. We figured out how to live on other planets. No? Okay, then where are we?
I forgot what we talked about earlier.
Yeah, I'm confused. I'm confused.
There's kind of like two levels of like travel, where one is really slow and kind of low tech, and in our nearish future, like within the next 500 years, and there's stuff beyond that where we're like, oh, this is like even rapid interplanetary travel is like Stone Age, or the far future, where we go to the center of the galaxy and turn a supermassive black hole into a wormhole, and just like project it to another galaxy, and we can suddenly visit that now.
Okay.
We want to explore that kind of discussion.
Okay, so where we're going through black holes, visiting other galaxies to take their resources so that we can ruin their planets. Got it. Am I caught up now? Did I get that?
Bullshit, yeah.
Okay. I think we probably just end up battling everything. War everywhere.
Maybe there's nothing out there.
Yeah, of course there's something out there. And if there wasn't, we'd probably put something out there. We'd put our own stuff into an asteroid and hurl it out into space, probably. Just so we would have stuff out there.
We'd probably just fight each other like we do here.
We probably would. We'd probably fight over who gets to own what planets and shit. Oh my god, this is... You guys see what's happening over here?
No.
No. Game crashed. Anyway, regarding energy, says Ark, how advanced are we talking here? Dyson sphere or near futuristic?
Level 2 and 3.
Pardon?
Kardashev level 2 and 3.
He says something 2 and 3. I'll need you to say... What?
Kardashev.
What's that? Can you spell it?
K-A-R.
K-A-R. Uh-huh.
D-A-S.
Card. Yeah.
H-E-V. The Kardashev scale. Measures...
What is the Kardashev scale? Please explain to the chat.
It's the idea that technological advancement can be measured by energy usage.
Okay. And so we're talking...
a Kardashev 1 society uses all the energy on a planet.
Okay.
And a Kardashev 2 society uses all the energy in a solar system. And a Kardashev 3 society uses all the energy in a galaxy.
Got it.
Kardashev 4 is hypothesized to, be even greater than that, galactic supercluster or something.
But we're only doing 2 to 3?
Mission accomplished, Helldiver.
I mean, after if you're talking 4 and 5, you're almost gods. You can just manipulate time and space like making a fucking sandwich. You can do whatever the fuck you want with the universe.
Yeah, so if I could make a sandwich, I would be a god. Oh my god.
Whimsical.
Too whimsical. Okay. Okay, so...
We want like far future hard science kind of stuff.
Ark says, because if energy can neither be created or destroyed, we need to find a way to contain it and then process it. Level 2 to 3, got it. Kardashev. It measures technological advancement. One uses solar. Right, he is speaking faster than I can type. Vault 78 said that's long ago. What are you talking about? What's long ago? Making a sandwich? I'm so confused by that statement. Sandwich making is a long time ago. Yes, I'd agree, but I think maybe I missed a step there. I'm not high, Brad. Let's Brad think I'm high.
But because we haven't utilized all the energy that Earth can output. We're not at level 1 yet. We're at like 0.7.
Ark says he's going to work, which makes me sad. Thank you, Brad. We're gonna miss you. This is so... That's too bad, because Ark was the smarty pants. We've missed that. Oh well. Bye. Aw. I don't know what to do. It's a crazy theory, but I like it somehow. What do you think is a crazy theory? Making a sandwich? Like, I'm really lost. The Carter chef is a real thing, is it not?
It's a real thing, but it's kind of like hypothetical physics is a real thing.
Okay.
It's just hypothetical.
Okay. Alright, got it.
I mean, the sandwich was an analogy.
Okay, well, yeah, because I'm clearly not making any sandwiches over here. Just saying. There's no sandwich making.
But you have the ability to do so.
Maybe I don't. Okay? Maybe I
Are you
have
sure you're not high? You can't make a sandwich? I'm too high to make a sandwich right now, guys. Whoa. Fingers
just,
are like...
No, I'm just not a sandwich maker. I'm sorry. I'm
sorry.
Do you not understand the analogy?
No, I guess I understand the analogy. My goodness. Brad, what happened to the wine bottle? I'm not saying you should drink. I'm just saying... I really don't drink. It's bad for you. I'm kidding. I'm like, I know it's me, but it's gotta be me. Okay. Okay, so Carter's chef is a real thing, but not a real thing. Got it. Totally not confused now. Whew. I'm with you now. I'm caught up. So, basically, if you were to think of some films that would fit the kind of idea of where you're at right now, okay, can you do that? Have you watched movies, Brad? Can you name some movies that would correlate?
I live under a rock. I don't believe in
I know you do. So that's why I'm asking, can you still manage to name some movies that would correlate to where we are at, where you are wanting to be at with this topic? Like, what would be a good example of, oh, that's implementing the ideas that I feel like we would be in the timeline of colonizing space?
Allied destroyer joining squadron, deploying Helldiver.
Okay, I can do that again.
Yes, please do it again.
Is one. Babylon 5 is one.
Those are TV shows. Those are TV shows.
Oh, sorry.
And movies.
It has to specifically be a movie.
It has to specifically in the form of a question. Oh,
not aliens. It's not going to be aliens.
Why can't it be aliens? Why? Why not aliens?
Horizon? Star Wars talks about it.
What about the animals? I agree. I did see an AI thing that was like trying to predict where we would be futuristically with travel, and eventually it hypothesized that we would put animals in these places ourselves. We would bring them to our biomes or whatever, our colonies, to try and have them there, because the likelihood is that those animals would not be obviously where we're going, and so that we may not find life like that, so we probably bring animals to those habitats and what would happen there. And then they talk about some freaky cross-species things happening, and like it got kind of freaky with what I was watching earlier today, so I don't want to go back there, but free napalm, guys. Just saying. What do you think about animals? They've already got a dog that's dead in space. Can you imagine finding that? Being the astronaut or whatever that finds that dog eventually? It would just be bones, right? Or would it...
It's not in space.
Where is it? Did it come back down dead? The dog?
Yes.
It came back down dead? Would they open it up and go, hey, dead dog? What'd they do? I can't. I don't want to read about it. Just tell me about it. And tell me that when they opened it up, the dog was like, woof, woof. The dog was like, woof, woof. And it was like, yeah, I had a good time in space. We're like, yay. What happened? Somebody tell me in the chat what happened to the dog, please.
It died in space.
Why? Why didn't it make it? Because of impact, or are there pictures? Don't look at pictures. Don't tell me that there are pictures. They had to have photographed it, right? Oh, this went dark. See, you gotta stay on topic, please. Can you stay on topic, please?
I can't. You're like a fucking super bouncy ball.
I'm trying not to be. A little structure would help, you know? My God. You guys in the chat aren't helping. You guys... Look, to be fair, the chat mentioned dogs or species or something, so... Anyway, where were we? Brad, help, please. You're doing great. You don't know how much people look forward to this. All I hear all week is Brad this, Brad that, you know, and I'm just needing a bit more of your help this week. It's been a long week, you know?
It sounds like it.
I've got a lot for news though. It has. It's been a long week. I just need some help here. That's all I'm asking for. A little gentleness and help here. A little leading convo help stuff. I will ask questions. You know I can ask questions. I'll ask lots of questions if the chat isn't asking questions. I got so many questions.
Yeah, like you kind of have to ask one at a time and let them be answered, though.
I will. Then please, can you carry us a little bit at the start? Just ease us in some more. Just ease it. Just tap it in. Just tap it in. You know?
So maybe one thing that has to happen is the quantum theory of gravity, which is so far not explained.
Well, tell us more, please.
The whole math for tiny things and math for big things, which is what Einstein figured out, they don't. There's a point at which they don't agree with each other, or there's like a gap, and that's why we want, you know, the theory of everything, the grand unified theory. There's other things that it's been referred to and called, but we need to figure out math for everything.
Math is important, kids, so stay in school and do math so we can go to the stars. I'm just saying. Maybe unlocking that mystery will help with, say, drives that project wormholes. We don't need to find a black hole and turn it into something. We can make our own wormholes. Okay. When we end up making our own wormholes, aren't we defying God? Vault says I'm going back to the front. I hope Brad is okay. But Brad is not okay, apparently. Does Brad sound not okay? Have I really done that much damage? Oh, found Pop Rock. Brad, are you okay?
Hi.
Are you okay?
Surviving.
We're not okay. Nobody's okay. We're trying to be okay. Everybody's trying to be okay right now. Are you okay? It was really interesting. It's not even over. We're just warming up. We're just having a tough time tonight, I think. We're doing great, but we're also like, we're struggling. There's some struggling. I think it's me struggling, obviously, I guess. Yeah. It gets better. We hit our stride about the 4-hour mark, you know? I'm just kidding. It's not 4 hours. It's not 4 hours. I'm just kidding. How do we get in here? Oh shit. Okay. Please. I wish I could have done better on this. I got such great news, like space news. This part, I was just hoping that we would geek out over the shows and how they all did it and how it correlated to science, but I just couldn't do it. You know? I feel like, how did they make this work? We don't know. They were just using their imaginations.
Some of it's based in science, though, or at least scientific theory at the time when they wrote the story.
Can you give me an example?
Pick one.
Star Trek.
Okay, so what part? Like the warp drive thing?
Teleportation.
Again?
Okay, the warp drive.
What?
Warp drive. Warp drive.
I think the teleportation thing is the fact that you could, like, there's like some sort of quantum code that's unique to your body. And they basically, like, make you digital and then beam you somewhere.
Reinforcing.
I don't remember, though.
Tactical asset near your location.
Well, enough of that one. So... this space elevator we talked about so much. I wish we could have, you know... I think it's a big dream you have, but it keeps getting mentioned in all the stuff that has to do with colonization. Because the transport of goods to any settlement area, it depends on, obviously, the time period it takes for it to get there. The further we are, the more self-reliant we have to be on what we have. So I guess that's like a long time. Yeah.
I mean, that's its own thing that's science fiction, where it's either, you know, the colonies rebel because they're so far away from, like, a central government. They're like, you don't know us, you're too far away, and you're too slow to react, unless technology allows them to do so.
Or we're taking over other people's stuff, or I mean other aliens' lives, habitats and resources to have things that we might want to use or need. Right? Either way, we're... No? Well, then tell me.
I'm not talking about, like, the moral dilemma of that kind of shit. I'm just talking about
not moral dilemma. Wouldn't it be a reality? Okay.
But that's not what we're talking about. That's like an entirely different thing.
Okay. I'm just thinking of being out there in space.
Philosophy and chemistry are like different courses that you take in school.
Well, I never got to take either. Aliens aren't using those resources. America, says Archetype. Thank you, Archetype. There you go. Alright.
Elbows out.
Oh. I don't know shit.
You want to be the 15th province?
The 15th province. I like that one. Okay.
The 15th province.
Yeah, the 15th province of Canada. I mean, I was proposing that earlier to some people. We lost people that didn't like that. It's possible, though. I mean, like, why does it have to be Canada becomes part of the States? Why can't they become part of us? We got room. We can all share the land. Anyway, moving on back to space colonization. In the future. Way in the future. You wanted me to move on from... Okay, the other things that happen in there. Okay, think of other movies where we've done it.
Well,
living...
We could have talked about warp drive, but then you talked about the space elevator thing again.
No, then tell me about warp drive, because for crying out loud...
Just pick them. Like, if you want to talk about space elevators, we can talk about that.
No, we've done enough space elevators. I want to talk about warp drive. Populating Canada is kind of the same as colonizing a new planet, says Archetype. Huh. Well, anyway. I'm dead. Warp drives need fuel, says Archetype.
Just needs energy like any other engine.
Okay, so what would you imagine for it then?
That quantum foam we were talking about? Maybe it's that.
I need to know more about this quantum foam, because I've never heard of quantum foam before. Please tell me about quantum foam. It sounds sexy. I want to hear about quantum foam. I'm just saying.
I mentioned it earlier. It's the idea that at the quantum scale there's energy there. There was a scientist called Dirac.
He's like, duh. He's like, duh. You remember that Dirac thing? Like,
I talked about it like less than an hour ago.
Yeah, but not at length. Not enough for it to stick in my head. I need more quantum foam.
Setting people on fire in Helldivers.
Yeah, well, I suggested that I do Elite Dangerous tonight. You're like, no, not that. You do realize that I'm doing a lot in this game right now. I'm trying to survive insurmountable odds. Okay? While also trying to be on topic with you, which I really appreciate. And I'm failing at it. I'm trying not to. There's so much pressure. I gotta help this planet. I gotta not murder my team. It's a lot. It's a freaking lot. I'm trying my best.
Sending down sentry.
I feel like not running your own team is kind of like standard practice. You shouldn't really have to try too hard.
Well, I do kind of have to try hard.
Oh, I got a not
it
team kill in my game? Oh man, this is so arduous.
it is, depending on the team. I do enjoy a little bit. Oh no,
Team
it's gonna
killing?
get... Yeah. Look, don't judge. We all have our ways of expressing our emotions. I'm a great hell diver. Nobody thinks that. I'm just saying. So, look, it's just
Maybe one of those
casual
lone operatives that
ankle.
goes in and just nukes the whole site.
Yeah, you have to nuke it from sight. That's the only. It's the only way to be sure. That was an aliens reference. You let me have that one. It's the only way to be sure. It's the only way to be sure. I say we nuke the site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. Thank you. See, Brad was like, no more aliens. And then he literally gave me the opportunity to do an aliens reference. Did you see? You guys were there. You guys heard that. You guys heard that. I was able to look. I'm just saying. He encouraged that. Okay, we got. Okay. I'm trying. Our Anklo says, well. And Archetype says, quantum foam does it for you? Interesting. Anyway, Brad, how would we scoop that quantum foam, refine it, and process it to where it would be feasible, efficient to use without catastrophic results? What about it would make it catastrophic? What is this foam? Tell us. Did you hear the question, Brad?
Yeah, I don't see it as like a physical thing you have to like scoop up or use. I think it's more like there's just energy there that you can tap into.
Why? Why wouldn't you scoop it and use it? What are you talking about? Why would it be just energy you tap into? That makes no sense.
It's energy at the quantum level, so it's
300 meters.
it's not like
other foams. So it's like
it's not like shaving cream you get to scoop up and light on fire and be like, oh wow, look at all this energy that we get.
What is it then? What is quantum foam?
Maybe it's like harmonics, when you just like resonance and things like that, where just things designed the right way will get energy from them.
Oh.
Like wind through a windmill, for example. You're not like stealing the wind or burning it, you're just like taking the energy that's there and using it.
Burning the wind would make it a fire, would it not?
Reinforcing.
Quantum foam equals the force? Really, Archetype? Is that the idea between quantum foam? That it's the force, like in Star Wars?
No.
Oh, no? No. You got a no from Brad. Oh my god. What's going on here? What then? Please explain. Brad is just fucking annoyed now, but I need to know what's going on.
I don't think they talk about quantum foam as that.
What did they talk about? Well then, oh, he's being playful. Oh, I got you, okay. Yeah, because I'm like, what the fuck? Why would you get a no from Brad? Like, you two were vibing. You two were knowing what each other was talking about, and then Brad was like, no. I'm like, what? What'd I miss here? Holy shit, I need help. Nope. Help. Brad, while you're in space there, traveling on Elite Dangerous, you learn things from Brad too. Aww. Ark says he learns things from you. What is he learning from you? Oh no.
We try.
Oh, you try. What are you two learning from each other though? I want to know. Okay, where were we? Me still wanting Brad to tell me more about this, because I want to know more of what he thinks. He doesn't have all the answers, no one does. Oh, thank goodness, right? But you appreciate his effort? Yeah, nobody knows anything, especially Brad. I'm just kidding.
That's not the...
No, that's... Wait, no, I just... just kidding.
No, nobody has all the answers, and nobody knows anything, are kind of just like a gulf there. Kind of
and in between that gulf is Brad. There. Is that right? Is that right?
No.
There. No. Oh, okay.
Are you sure you're not high?
Yeah. Do I seem high? Do I seem high? Is it really? Oh my gosh, no, I'm not high.
Nobody knows everything. We don't know anything. That's not even close to the same thing. Those are almost at the opposite ends of the spectrum.
Are you sure you're not high? She's delirious from fasting. I offered her a nice meal, said Divinity.
Yeah,
just for tonight, though. I have been pushing it hard lately. Well, no, it's just I've been doing back-to-back days of it. I'm not choosing to be weird. No, I'm frustrated because I can't keep the convo going right. I'm not asking the right questions, and you guys aren't helping me out, and I need the help, and I'm trying my best, and it's a lot of pressure.
I don't feel like there's a quote-unquote right question or enough questions being answered or asked.
Okay.
Throwing grenade.
I feel like there is, because I want to hear more about this. I want to geek out over nerdy stuff.
Okay,
I'm not helping you? What do you mean? Ark, you are helping. You said the subject.
Let us talk about it for more than like 10 seconds of interrupting.
Then please do. Please go then. Please tell me more. Tell me more then.
It's about morals and stuff. We're not talking about morals, we're talking about scientific possibility.
Okay, well then keep me on track, because morals be damned, you said. Okay. Moving along. Where'd I die? Up there. You are helping, Ark. What are you talking about? I'm so lost now. Okay, then if you are helping, then can somebody help so that Brad isn't in silence? His silence is Lost in Space was a TV show, yeah, in a movie.
It was a movie too.
Yeah, I know.
I think Matt LeBlanc was in it actually. That's the random part.
You mean the remake or the old one?
The remake. It was like, what, 2001 or something around there?
You're trying to engage with Brad? Oh, well, I didn't notice because I'm not hearing the good questions. Okay. I'm going to a site, Spacepedia. Okay. We already know about SpaceX intending to launch a spacecraft. Okay. Jupiter Icy Moons Explorer will enter orbit in 2030. Orion spacecraft using the Space Launch System. They want to send them on a 2-year journey to Mars in 2030s. 2050s, it says, could humans send a manned mission to the moons of Saturn? And 2100s, could human beings build an interstellar spaceship capable of traveling to a nearby star system with Earth-like exoplanets? Is this our destiny to find out?
And what was that last week?
Yeah, I know, but that's the best I got as far as where we were. Where do we go from there? I'm still asking. Hi, Talia.
Because that sort of stuff is based on the science we understand.
Well, then get us beyond understanding.
The next thing would be like physics and science that are theoretical, but we don't understand yet, or maybe they won't even exist properly. We're just spitballing weird ideas.
Well, let's go. Let's go. Make it weird.
Can you take a gravitational body like a star?
Slingshot us.
Well, kind of how they
do it in Interstellar?
No.
Oh.
But how gravitational bodies have like I'm trying to explain what I can see.
Now who's high?
Well, no, but if you've seen videos talk about how gravity affects space, and they liken it to, say you have like a sheet of fabric, and heavier things create like deeper wells in the fabric or deeper dips in the fabric.
How do you like the taste of
So like the moon will make a little dent, and the Earth will make a deeper dent, and the sun will make an even deeper dent because it's a lot more massive than the Earth or the moon, for example. So maybe you can take those wells in space and use technology to connect them. So you can connect the sun to another star with basically like you know, a high-tech gravity tube, for example, and then use that as your, like, spaceship highway.
Spaceship highway would be great.
So you don't. So maybe you need some sort of physical gate, like a Stargate, or
I would love a Stargate. Oh my god, Stargates,
there are
please.
a bunch of different sci-fis that use jump gates or some sort of.
Yeah.
Like there's a structure in space that you have to physically fly to, kind of like a toll booth. And you're like, okay, I'm going to go to the next star system. Open the gate. And it's, you know, some kind of fancy graphics that should happen. Or I think the more advanced version of that is like Star Wars, where they don't have to physically fly to a structure. They have it. Their technology advanced where they just carry around the structure with their. It's part of their engine. They can just do whatever they want.
Archetype says, Brad, do you... Okay, first I'll read Talia's comment. She says she loves Stargate, good movie and series. Yeah, we've had a geek out over Stargate over here on this channel before. I am a fan as well on the movies and all the series. I've watched all the series as well. Ark says, Brad, do you think we could use the energy of stars to power engines similar to siphoning them? Do you mean like fuel scooping in Elite Dangerous? Is that what you're talking about?
Fuel scooping is one idea, where you're physically taking stellar material.
Rare sample acquired.
Like I know you know about it because you played.
Yeah, yeah.
But you basically fly up close to a star, obviously not so close that it incinerates your vessel. But all basically the upper atmosphere of the star is still highly energized plasma, and you use that, and you have an engine in your ship that can utilize that for fuel, and then that's your fuel.
Activating jump pack.
But we'd be depleting stars. We're probably using up stars. We'd be using up stars. And what right do we have to use up stars? Just saying.
I don't know why you're saying that again. But I think that we wouldn't use enough for it to statistically matter.
Okay. How convenient. Ark says...
It's not a convenience, it's a matter of physics. It would be like going to the ocean and taking an eyedropper and be like, oh, you're gonna empty the ocean with your eyedropper. It's like, yeah, if you're here for 1 trillion fucking years doing that. But tiny little, one little drop of the ocean at a time, ocean's not gonna fucking notice. Just like the sun won't notice if you take 1 gas tank for the fuel, or even 100 trillion gas tanks for the fuel.
That for a rare sample, guys. I'm sorry.
No moral dilemmas. That's a separate topic.
Okay.
Episode, that's a separate, that's a different train on a different track. Oh, whether we have a right to do that, or whether it's wrong to go into space. Sure, okay, it's wrong to go into space. We should just become extinct because humans suck. There you go. There's your.
Thanks for watching the podcast, guys. Just kidding. Oh no, I got stuck. Oh no. No. Oh no. Oh no, I got stuck.
Using stars for fuel.
Oh no, I got stuck.
Like Dyson lasers.
Oh no, I got stuck.
Or light sails.
Oh no, I'm stuck. Tell me more.
Are you just gonna be stuck forever?
No, they're gonna leave me behind though. Ah, shit. Wait. Oh no, I got saved by the. Oh, wait. How do I say hold position?
Hold position. How about a nice cup of liberty?
As we talk about solar sails, but maybe directed laser sails is a more advanced.
Laser beam sails? Laser beam. Freaking. Can we do freaking laser beams?
It's been theorized.
Okay. So,
they actually built a couple. There's literally a laser shooting some kind of teapot-shaped fucking cone ship. And the laser pushes it around. Laser propulsion is the thing. So, the sun is a deadly laser, but like for real, you could probably do that if you had enough technology. You focus the solar energy into a beam that pushes a spaceship around.
There you go.
But obviously, it doesn't work for if you want to fly towards the sun, or you're way too far away from the sun, or maybe there's some sort of hostile entity where it's like, oh man, they're not going to let us do that. We have to find some other way to move around.
There you go. Ark says, I was going to suggest something similar to your gate theory, something along the lines of if we could somehow establish consistent entry arrival points similar to how an electric current travels. Yeah, like in Stargate, like yeah, that makes sense too. But we'd already have had to have probed and or explored to map out places where these gates could go. Like in Stargate, it was an advanced civilization that placed those gates because they'd already done all that shit. And then we use them as military.
That's a trope in a lot of sci-fi where some precursor advanced race did all this convenient shit for us.
Yeah, and then we were like, thanks.
If we invented the car and someone else already built highways around the whole planet. That'd be really convenient. It's not very... And it's a good plot device, but it's not kind of...
It's not how we're going to do it, though.
It's not explanatory from a scientific perspective. Hey, you never know. We could go out there and find that kind of shit. Which is to say, if we're talking about potential things, that's an easy out.
Yeah, it is.
I don't want an easy out.
Allied destroyer has left.
I want to talk about the science about how we can make our own.
Ark says... Yeah, Ark says it isn't using up stars. Energy is created and compressed unbelievably fast. That's true. Anklo says, I got a question for you, oh no. What type of star travel from a movie is the most realistic? For me to answer?
Ooh, I like that.
What
That's
kind
a
of
good question.
Anklo, you made Brad happy with your question. Oh my goodness.
What was it again exactly?
We're going to read it again, Anklo. What type of star travel from a movie is the most realistic? Anklo in the chat with a fucking great question there. I guess we can only go based on the movies that Brad has seen, because he would not. I don't know if he watches enough movies. But that's a good question for anyone in the chat to contribute an answer to, and we can go off that.
Movies and you have to know plausible science to answer that correctly. So I'll try to answer that to the best of my ability.
Based on movies you've seen, and it might inspire people to talk about other movies.
I can't remember Avatar, or if they even mentioned how they get around in it. But I know they went to another star system, to Pandora and shit like that.
Yeah.
I feel like... Okay, so they call that kind of stuff hard science fiction, where they're actually going to sort of explain the technology they use. Star Wars is space opera. They just kind of it's just technology that fucking works. Don't think about it.
Yeah.
Whereas Star Trek is more even if we use technobabble, it has some kind of scientific basis. Where if we invented things or understood futuristic science, it could potentially work like that.
Hellpods primed.
So Tylia and Ark are both going, so bye, I guess. Ark says, I'm not talking about molecular breakdowns, I mean something more akin to magnetic bullet trains. Okay, so he says that and then leaves. Okay, bye. I mean, I'm still here for an hour, so... Talia, I don't even know what she's here for again.
I don't know if the first bullet train was magnetic.
You're waiting for what? What are you waiting for, Eric? You said you're going to go read, so I'm not talking about molecular breakdowns. I mean something more akin to magnetic bullet trains. A response to what? We were waiting for Anklos. I must have missed something. You mean some... What? I don't know. I missed something. Could you repeat whatever you were waiting for
I don't know
when you said you were going to bed? Ark.
Here at war.
Ark said he's going to bed? I'm really confused. You're going to bed, but you're waiting for a response to what? I'm confused now. I'm sorry. Some of the first bullet trains were based off the Kingfisher bird. I'm confused. So what are they talking about?
Hellpods prime.
Japanese trains.
Okay.
Maybe everyone's high today.
And how does that connect to space colonization?
The Kingfisher
you said you're gonna go read. It said you're gonna go read or whatever. Archetype, I just imagined that meant you are leaving the chat. That's all. Sorry. I don't know why they're talking about the trains, so I don't know. Anklo, yeah. Anklo had a good question. So were we going to go with that?
Yeah, I'm still trying to think of best way to start travel with the most realistic
in films.
I mean, for like a caveat is it's all fiction because we don't have the science that can explain that yet. But as far as like our understanding of how it would work,
yeah.
It might be Interstellar, from what I know, because everything else is like, okay, warp drive, yeah, like, that has a scientific basis, but it's so, like, plausible futuristic technology, we don't know how to even remotely do that kind of stuff yet.
Mm-hmm.
Or even if, or, like, say we didn't figure out the math yet, but say we did, we don't know how to get that kind of energy yet. There's been equations that are like, okay, you need more energy than the whole universe has. Like, okay, well, that's not realistically a method of travel. Go, just consume a universe worth of energy. It doesn't, that shit won't fly.
So that's the only movie he's thinking of. Other people aren't contributing movies, so I'm not going to either. Ark, were you just talking about something like a magnetic bullet train that goes to space to travel, or one that's already on a space colony?
I think that was an analogy.
Okay, well, I missed out because it sounded like he seemed excited. I'm like, what are you talking about? I missed whatever was said there. That's all. I can only keep up so much, and Tally was just like, I'm here, I'm gone, okay, bye. Like, it was kind of confusing. I was a little confused about what was going on.
Kind of like how electrons can induce a magnetic field, maybe gravity induces some other sort of field that we could ride upon.
Oh, okay. Is that what you guys are talking about?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
That's my guess.
It is widely known that electrons travel more efficiently in certain mediums, metals, cables, etc., says Archetype.
That's why they're conductors.
Okay, so how are we connecting this to...
I have no idea.
Colonization, then? I mean, that would be connected to travel, but what about colonization? How's that connected to colonization? Where, like... What are you thinking? Can you expand upon that? For the class? Can you expand on that for the class? Art? If not, do you have any movies that you think? Because I liked Ankla's question a lot, and it seems like Ankla's question was just sort of glazed over, as in, like, what movies...
I said Interstellar.
Yeah, there's more movies than that, and I thought people could...
Asked, what's the
I know you did, but I'm asking other... I know you did, but there's other people, and I wondered if they also had ideas about movies that also dealt with the science of, you know, like Passengers wasn't a bad one. As far as understanding generational travel and what it would take. Don't wake somebody up early and be a greedy bastard just because you're lonely.
Okay, so there's almost nothing to do with science. It has to do with, like...
Yeah, it had to do with science. They used it. They used cryo, though. But they knew they would have to be in space a long time. They knew it. Anyway, there's lots of different travel ones. I mean, you could talk about lots of things, from Cloverfield Paradox to... Lots of films do travel. I don't know. I guess Interstellar can't be the best one. Does everybody just agree that Interstellar is the best travel of space movies?
I didn't say best. I said most realistic.
Because they got a yeehaw guy to... Okay, yeah. Well, yeah. Or limited viewings of films, I suppose. That too, right? It is the most realistic, says Anklo. Anklo agrees with you because he's gullible. I'm just kidding. No, Anklo's a smart kid. He's right. And I did watch it, and yeah, it did seem the most feasible. But in that film, the guy had the whole idea wrong. And, you know...
Who did?
The guy that was being selfish, that was leading the whole thing. Yeah, the scientist guy. But anyway.
Yeah, but based on the question, the reason I went with Interstellar is because they actually kind of thought about it when they were writing the movie.
Yeah, well, they were doing it.
It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. That's a good point. Why won't this open up? Oh, come on, it won't out. I can't interact with that. What if it's gold? What if it's super credits? It is super credits, son of a bitch. Carry on. Yeah, it's fine. Super credits are important. If you played, you'd know.
Found something.
Okay, so super credits are a means to an end.
What do you do with them?
You buy war bonds with them so you can have things and stuff.
So what happens if there was war bonds in them instead of super credits?
You can't get the war bonds without the super credits.
So they're means to an end.
Yeah. Based on movies today, which ships would work the best based on their design or size or what they are made of? Anklo coming through! It's the kid, the children shall lead. Oh my god, Anklo. And we can apply that to TV series as well, you know. Based on movies or TV shows today, which ships would work the best based on their design or size or what they are made of? Hypothetically. Let's go. Let's go, Brad. Let's go, Brad. He's giving
material science.
Yeah, so tell us.
A lot of ships physically would not work because we don't have the materials that are strong enough to make a ship like that. So they would just break a lot.
So none of them. That's depressing.
Oh yeah, sure. Like immediately just, move on.
We'd immediately die? Really? That's not the answer I wanted.
No, well, let me answer then.
Okay.
For any kind of like really large ship, like
Frank.
Executor, or I don't want to be interrupted for like 2 seconds of pausing to think about something.
I know.
Executor from Star Wars, so it's like what, like 20 kilometers long. We don't know how to make something that big yet that would fly around. It would gravity would fold in half and it would fall apart.
Oh, that'd be a shame.
We couldn't even figure out how to make, styrofoam piles on the space shuttle last 30 years. So material science has to advance.
So basically nothing.
Yeah, sure, nothing. Okay.
Well, no. If you're going on, if you got an answer, I'm waiting for it. So please, more, please.
I know Firefly. And that, like that.
And the movie Serenity. That was so good.
Very near future kind of planted in reality kind of designs. Stuff like that's probably feasible in the near future. We don't need radical material science to magically make that kind of stuff happen.
I did like the movie Serenity.
Things like Star Trek has inertial dampers is a phrase that comes up a lot, which is a technology that would kind of defy inertia. Which is like, okay, you're in a car and you slam on the brakes and your seatbelt keeps you from smashing your face in your steering wheel. Inertia is what is making your body do that. But if you have technology that kind of magically cancels inertia, so you're not slamming into the walls every time you hit the brakes, then your ship can do all sorts of crazy shit. Like extremely high acceleration, like thousands of Gs. The things that would normally kill, human pilots and things like that, suddenly you could make a ship that could do those sorts of things because you don't have to worry about your pilot being a bloody mush on one side of the spaceship or not. So maybe it's not even engines or material science, it's some sort of like field dampeners or things like that. But that's getting in, again into, we don't even know how to like scientifically explain that sort of thing. We're just more thinking about that might be an obstacle to overcome with technology. Because right now we can make airplanes that will kill any pilots that get in it, because it'd either be too fast or move too quickly, or things like that. So it's not even a technological limitation; it's a human limitation. So there might be things like cyborg airplanes where there's not a physical human inside, but there's like some kind of like a RoboCop parts of a human inside that can withstand those incredible forces that would kill a typical human pilot.
I read a lot
Whereas
about
remote
that
control,
today. Yeah, where our human limitations of our body in space is like one of our biggest things.
the flesh is weak. That's
The flesh is weak. The flesh is weak. The flesh is weak, he said. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. It's true, though. It's true.
But, you know, if humans are going to explore space, we obviously kind of want to go with our spaceships. We can't just fly by remote and be like, oh, wow, look at all that. We want to go, too.
Yeah.
So that's part of that technological hurdle was how are we going to survive? And the other primitive part was how are we going to deal with radiation?
Artificial parts of bodies and modifying ourselves with artificial
there's a lot of
stuff.
sci-fi that talks about just how you have entire parts of society that are into, like, you know, body manipulation and tattoos and stuff like that.
It becomes a thing.
It's just
Body modifiers to go into space. Body modifications to go into space.
Or you're
oh my god.
Cybernetics in your body that let you survive in space.
Oh my god. That's probably what it would be, wouldn't it? To make it work.
That's like a kind of like cyberpunk postmodern take on.
But also likely.
25 or 2700, so to speak, where it's.
But also likely.
Kind of near future.
Requesting orbital. Activating jump pack.
Oh my god. That seems likely, doesn't it?
Fire in the hole.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, like based on.
I'm coming, Ankle. I'm coming.
In the past.
Throwing grenade.
Ankle
Humans
said.
have adapted themselves to do that sort of thing. Or to just be expressive.
Based on that, do you think artificial gravity is a realistic technology? Says Anklo.
Potentially, yes.
Artificial gravity? Can you explain what artificial gravity is to those of us who don't understand?
So one form of artificial gravity is the whole centrifugal space station we've seen in like Space 2001, where the ship is physically rotating and they walk around that ring. And the rotating ring gives it some kind of fake gravity, but it doesn't mean there's actually gravity going on. It's just the centrifugal forces doing it.
They're gonna leave without me because I'm fucking around.
A higher tech version of artificial gravity is there's some sort of fake gravity built into the floors. Like Star Trek or Star Wars, where they're just walking around like they're inside a building, but they're in a fucking spaceship flying around in space. It's like, well, how are you doing that? Oh, and it's just kind of assumed / very arbitrarily explained as, well, it's just artificial gravity. Just kind of deal with it. This makes the story to digest. But scientifically, if there's particles that deal with, like, the electron and the photon have fundamental impacts on technology, like, oh, we have light bulbs because of the photon, we have copper wiring that runs electrical devices because of the electron. Maybe if we figure out there's a graviton, is a theorized particle that will kind of explain / technologically allow gravity-based things like that.
Oh.
Gravity plates for artificial gravity in the floors of spaceships or space stations. Maybe it'll be gravitic weapons.
And that will help us to do lots of things. We're probably just going to weaponize everything. I mean, no, don't say that. You're right. Sorry.
Or gravity for like, reactors. Maybe you can have a gravity reactor.
Huh. That creates gravity.
Well, like we use electricity nowadays.
Yeah.
It's only been really around for like 200 years.
Yeah, it's fairly new.
So maybe
the internet has been far less, and look how far we are already.
In 700 years, we're going to be using gravity like we use electricity today. Who knows?
Oh my god.
Or maybe it'll take 7,000 years just to discover it and like implement it. Like we said, like how long have humans or our ancestors and Neanderthal seen lightning? Gone like, holy fuck, cool. But there was hundreds of thousands of years where we witnessed it, we didn't know how to manipulate it or use it. And then the Industrial Revolution and all that, and then suddenly we got
Look at that. And now we're in...
The games we're playing and the reason we're actually having this conversation are because of electricity.
No way! Oh, mind blown. I'm kidding. I knew that. Can you imagine? I was like, really? Electricity is why I'm
If you didn't know, yeah.
Wow!
But just to say, how do we know
and the
that...
internet, though. And the internet, too, which is based on what?
I need stim.
Memes.
No. That's what it runs on. No, what is it?
Mobile telecommunication? What?
Where's this fucking ship? Oh my god, we're gonna die. Look. We're struggling out in these streets. You're having a great time, but some of us are trying to survive, okay? I have 30 seconds not to die, okay? Oh no, Felix is dead. Felix is dead, Brad.
Sorry, Felix.
So somebody... No, we won't. We'll forget all about... Oh, somebody say...
Maybe you will.
Thank you.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Hashtag remember Felix.
Hashtag... Oh god. Well, we lived, we laughed, we loved, and cried and stuff. I'm kidding. Okay. I'm not trying to rush it. We usually go a little longer. I'm just like, damn, this is harder for me tonight. Why is it so hard tonight? Why are you guys making this so hard on me? No, she didn't. So how do we? You guys already in there? I need stims. We barely made it out alive. I got new stuff. Can I go? You know what? Fuck this topic if you're not gonna say anything more about it. No, I'm not saying that. I don't mean that. Oh wait. Oh. It's okay. Hey, Brad. What is your stance on keeping other species as cattle in space? You know, that's part of colonization. What about even cattle in space? Are we doing cows in space right now, Anklo? He'd be too young to know about Muppets in space. No. Brad? Are you there, Brad?
Yeah. Are you gonna calm down? Maybe you should get something to eat.
I am calm. I'm trying to... Look, I've been doing so good. I am at 21... I'm only at 21 hours. What the fuck? I have been doing days of it, though. Like, so it is affecting me a little bit, yeah. He's like, Papa
That has been noticed.
Oh. What?
So cattle in space as far as, like, other species?
Mm-hmm.
I need more clarification on, like...
He's like, what do you think about us using other, like, alien life as food, as cattle, as eating aliens? He's basically saying.
Well, it's more like...
aliens that are less intelligent.
We already do, so...
Why wouldn't we do it in space? Exactly. If we do it on Earth, why won't we do it in space? That's a good point.
Even if we have some kind of like spiritual awakening, we're like, oh, we're all going to be vegans now.
We'd still eat them.
Do we think there's going to be some aspect or clade of society that's like, no, I don't agree with...
take a Xanax if you guys really want me to. Is that what I'm being prompted to do? Is to take a Xanax? Like...
Jesus. Allied destroyer has left squadron.
Is that what I'm... What does GLHF mean? Good luck, hell fuckers? What does that mean? What does GLHF mean? What are kids saying these days? Somebody? Well, whatever. They left. Good luck, have fun? Oh! Nice! Nice! What is this? The chat is like, good luck, have fun. Brad, did you know what GLHF meant? Brad?
What?
Did you know what GLHF meant?
I don't know, who said that?
It was in my chat, in my game chat. Did you know what GLHF meant?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, we're both old, yes. Hey, said, oh my god, you're old, yes. Good luck, have fun. I never knew that GLHF.
Don't you say that at the start? You don't say that when you're leaving?
They left, yes,
Anyway.
they said that. I don't know. I don't know. That's
like
blind.
I'm not texting someone, so I don't see the point for using that.
It's in the game. It's in the game chat. I know.
Hellpods Prime.
It's in the game. Okay.
TTYL, everybody. Peace.
WTF BBQ, you know? Like, LOL. That's all I really know. Ah, jeez.
Orbit synchronized.
Ah. I don't think I can do this anymore.
If you have time to type, you have time to type full words.
Right? Agreed, but no. Oh, by the way, this update on the Meridian Singularity is come within critical range of Ibis. Oh, we already did that. Never mind. Never mind, we're good.
Hellpods Prime.
Can I go over news? Can I go over news?
Sure.
Or is there more? Like, you can tell me more. We're running, it's 9:13, and I got some news for you for this week. The space news, and I want your reactions to it, you know?
Sure.
No, not sure. If there was more you wish to cover on colonizing space that you got excited about, that you're like, damn, I wish you would just bring this up. I'm probably not going to bring it up because I'm not smart enough. So if you've got it, if you got no, he's saying it in a pouty way. You know he is. He's saying it in a, come on, Brad. Come on, Brad. To discuss, okay, what's next week's topic? Is there a next week? Because if there is, what would connect this topic to next week's topic? And are we missing that missing connection for the topic?
Do you have your notes? I have to check my notes.
Yeah, I have my notes. Because that'd be important. I don't want to skip over that for you, you know? The notes say Bradalax notes, okay. Communicating the future, time delay, and the vastness of space now, tech must overcome it. No, that was supposed to be today as well. Communicating in the future. Yeah, colonizing space too. With a foundation laid, we can truly journey into the stars, early interstellar travel. Communicating in the future. Time delay and the vastness of space and how tech must overcome it. That was this week. We could have talked about more communication in the future. You didn't tell me that? Oh my gosh. See, I'm reading them. Oh, like, would we have Wi-Fi in space? For sure. Would individual colonies come up with their own Wi-Fi ways? Their own internet systems? Probably. How do we talk to each other? Probably very long emails that take a long time to get through space and time. But, you know, there's ways. What are we doing here? What am I doing?
That's a good question.
Oh, I was leaving. That's what I was doing. Wi-Fi transform. Yeah. Can you imagine how strong that Wi-Fi would have to be? Okay, so that's what you had written. I'm looking at your notes. Do you see that? How tech must overcome the vastness of space. That was quite beautifully written, Brad. Please expand upon that. I'm looking at your notes.
The communicating thing was supposed to be its own episode.
Well, that's not what it was there. That's underneath Colonizing Space 2. Colonizing Space 3 was an interstellar empire, intergalactic travel, post-futurism politics. Oh, well then why'd you put that in between the two? So are we saying communicating in the future is next week? But that's in between Colonizing Space 3. You didn't make it a title. Are you looking at your notes?
No.
Oh, well, now I'm confused until we're on the same page.
I didn't send an individual message for every single episode. It's like, here's a bunch of shit. It's like, wow, that's a lot in one message. I gotta break that up into like 4 messages.
I'll send it to you. I'll send.
I remember what I sent now.
Okay, because I don't want to jump ahead. I mean, if you want to do space communication next week, I would love that. Communicate in the future, time delay in the vastness of space. I'd love to talk about that in the next episode. Look at that, 12 and a half hours.
Initiating FTL jump to the Morit.
I mean, if that was supposed to have been this episode, oops, you know? Oops.
No.
It wasn't? But it's right there before colonizing Space 3. I'm just saying.
Perish with every
Just saying. I hope I didn't mess it up. As long as it's not this week, is it okay? He's still not looking at his notes. If I messed that up, that was my bad, guys. Okay, so are you ready for space news? Because I need your...
Sure.
Are you sure? You didn't consult your notes, though. What if I'm overstepping on... Okay, guys, just so we can all be on it. This was colonizing Space 2, a foundation laid we can truly journey into the stars, early interstellar travel. That was colonizing Space 2. That was today.
Yeah, that was the plan. Yep.
And we totally stuck to the plan, absolutely. We didn't defer at all. We were totally on track the whole entire time. This communicating in the future time delay thing, I don't know if he's meaning that for a different subject later. I don't know. Brad will have to get back to it. Well, it's right before colonizing Space 3, so I don't know what next week is. I'm sure he'll let me know. He's really good at keeping in contact with me, so he's right on the ball on that one. So it'll be great. Okay, so are you ready for space news this week? I'm gonna need Brad or anybody's input. If you guys have some space news, you can share it too in the chat, because that's what it's all about. Because then Brad can freak out. No, he won't freak out. He'll be able to comment on it, you know. And I like hearing what he has to say about it too. Okay, I'm gonna start with my first tab because I got like a million open. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Are you sure? Like, I don't want to move on to space news if you're not ready. Like, do you have closing thoughts?
15 times, just go.
I know, but if you had closing thoughts about colonizing space, the future of it. Oh, I think I broke him, guys. Okay. Secretive Russian military satellites release mystery object into orbit. The space.com. This was published yesterday. A rocket launches a Cosmos 2560 or 2560 satellite, thought to be called MK3, into orbit from PS Tech. I don't know. A bunch of these words. Okay? This was an old picture. Never mind that one. So, it was released earlier this year. But, yeah. 3 satellites designated Cosmos. They got different names. They launched from a rocket on Feb 2nd. Blah, blah, blah. Purpose unknown. Displayed interesting behavior with a near polar orbit, roughly 364 miles above Earth. Now, in March, the satellites appear to be conducting potential proximity operations or maneuvering close to other objects in space, according to Jonathan McDowell, an astrophysicist and spaceflight activity tracker. That's something going on right now. Gotta let you know. What do you think of that? Space spies. No?
Maybe. Russians are fucking around with like undersea cables and stuff too, so.
Yeah, you guys gotta look up the way our internet is down in the water and in the deep sea. Okay. There's also
in the water.
The internet is in the water. There you go. Thank you, guys. If you learn nothing tonight, you learn internet is in the water. You gotta look up that shit. It's kind of freaky. I'm just telling you. Incredible photo shows supermassive black hole blowing a jet of matter into interstellar space. This central black hole appears to be a messy eater as its interstellar scraps are strewn into space. So guys, if you want to check out a picture of a black hole spewing matter into space, I suggest you look that up. It's been seen.
Quasars are like that too.
Quasars are like that? Well, This is one seen through the Very Large Telescope, the VLT. I love that title. In Chile. So, yeah. Look at the way they describe this. Being strewn into space as a hungry black hole chows down on its dinner. At the very center of nearly every galaxy is a supermassive black hole. Some like the one at the center of our own Milky Way aren't particularly hungry. But NGC 4945's supermassive black hole is ravenous, consuming huge amounts of matter. They're calling that one fat. Hey, why isn't our Milky Way black hole hungry? Is that a good thing? Would it spit us out?
Maybe it's age or the amount of material that's nearby.
So, in other news, just on Tuesday, March 18th, China demonstrated satellite dogfighting, the Space Force general says. Dogfighting maneuvers in low Earth orbit.
Does Mr. Space Force
Chinese satellites. Chinese satellites rehearsing dogfighting maneuvers in low Earth orbit.
Yeah, you said that. Does he elaborate on that?
With our commercial assets, we have observed 5 different objects in space maneuvering in and out and around each other in synchronicity and in control. That's what we call dogfighting in space. They are practicing tactics, techniques, and procedures to do on-orbit space operations from one satellite to another. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. It showcased the country's ability to perform complex maneuvers in orbit, referred to as rendezvous and proximity operations, which involve not only navigating around other objects, but also inspecting them. It listed dogfighting demonstration alongside several other concerning activities from near-peer U.S. adversaries. That includes Russia's 2019's demonstration of a nesting doll capability, where one satellite released a smaller spacecraft that then performed several stalking maneuvers near a U.S. satellite. These behaviors indicate the space capability gap between the U.S. military and its closest enemies is shrinking, and the Space Force leaders are concerned. It used to be a lot bigger. What do you think of that?
Imagine if we knew about what U.S. satellites did for the past 30 years.
Exactly, right?
Now that they can watch China and Russia do it.
Kabam! Point made.
Look at them doing that stuff. It's like, you've probably been doing that for years.
Right, right.
I was able to watch you do it. But that's cool, though, I guess.
That is cool. April 3rd. Startups demonstrate in-orbit satellite autonomy. A small spacecraft earlier this year demonstrated edge autonomy, or the capability of a satellite to analyze data and make decisions independently without waiting for instructions from ground control. It was conducted by Arlington, Virginia-based startups Novi and Sidero, which specialize in edge computing systems that leverage AI and machine learning algorithms for satellite intelligence. Oh, it's at the start of Terminator 2. Guys, it's coming. The satellite launched to low Earth orbit on SpaceX's Transporter-12 rideshare mission January 14th. To perform autonomous operations, the onboard computer uplinks Sidero's mission and system simulation software, which functioned as a digital twin, a continuously updated virtual representation of the satellite in orbit. Anyway, the software enabled the satellite to be self-aware or to autonomously execute tasks based on its environment and status, the company said. So this is under SpaceWorks Small Business Innovation Research Grant. They're part of the Space Focus Division of the Department of the Air Force.
That's some hopeful language.
Yeah. It sounds dark, though, doesn't it?
Well, it's more like something that's programmed to respond to certain things doesn't mean it's artificial intelligence.
Well,
like an if-then statement is basically that.
The company's goal is to create an AI processing infrastructure in space through a combination of low-cost multi-sensor satellites and advanced edge processors. This infrastructure could be used to train AI algorithms for commercial and defense applications. A third-party algorithm followed by seamless upload and in-space. Sounds scary to me, guys. Terminator.
What are we going to teach AI for governmental applications? We don't need a government anymore. We just get a computer to do it.
Wouldn't that be great? Or
I feel like AI would be a better job.
There you go. April 2nd, biotech is the launch pad for human survival in space. We've talked about this, that we need the need for a new approach to life support in space. You know, so this article is really new about just the Artemis program, preparing for the first crewed moon landing since 1972. Their challenge is still about our biology and our food and all this stuff. So I'm not going to read the whole article, but they're talking about synthetic biology offering further possibilities right now. Like, this is a new article. Genetically modified algae and other microorganisms. They want to use that to make health-promoting substances and textile fibers that we can reclaim stuff from waste streams. Basically, they want to do what they need for us. I don't know. Scotland's got a part in that too, by the way, guys. You Scottish people were watching you now. I gotta watch Scotland? Why? Was that boring? Did you not like that part? What'd you think of that? It's a key component, isn't it? We're gonna have to work on our biology, aren't we? Not just our technology, but we have to work on our biology because we aren't made for space. We aren't. We're humans.
Technology is going to have to make us survive it, or we can change our biology so that we don't need technology as much.
Exactly. One or the other.
It's going to be it's going to be a combination of the two.
There you go. Combined, you're right. And magic. Okay, we need more magicians. Portals. Okay, so April 3rd, Portal Space Systems raises $17.5 million for highly maneuverable supernova spacecraft. Portal Space Systems. In a seed round, they will allow the venture to develop and demonstrate a highly maneuverable spacecraft. So there's some money going into this stuff. Emerge from stealth.
Stuff like that for decades. They just haven't got their asses in gear to make the fucking thing yet.
Well, they're working on it.
Where's their X-54?
Russia, China target SpaceX's Starlink in escalating space electronic warfare. April 3rd, 2025. Washington. As modern warfare becomes increasingly reliant on space-based networks, Russia and China are stepping up efforts to counter the dominance. That connects to that previous maneuverability article, huh? Dominance of commercial satellite constellations, particularly SpaceX's Starlink. So, yeah, there's no anyway. Russia's got a Starlink killer, apparently. And China's got strategic focus. Seems to me that we're going to have... Okay, and commercial operators are increasingly caught in the crossfire of geopolitical tensions. The competition to control or deny access to space will only intensify.
Until they remember the Outer Space Treaty.
And nobody gives a...
Well, they shut the fuck up with stuff like that.
Well, I'm just telling you, it's the news. China launches internet technology test satellites with Long March 2D. What's that? What's a Long March? Yeah.
The Long March is one of their rockets.
Oh. Well, what are they testing over here?
Well, what was the first part of that sentence?
I gotta go back and read. Internet technology tests satellites. The satellite will be used for mainly technical tests. You know, one thing just has to go wrong up there. I mean, it doesn't take that much to figure out that if they make things and destroy certain satellites that affect our communications, we're fucked. There goes a blackout. There's a blackout. There's a different type of warfare without even killing us. There's cut off supply to our essential services, not just our normal work, but...
Do you trust a Western agency more than someone that just keeps getting shit talked by?
No, I don't trust any of them. I don't trust any of them. That's what I mean. They wouldn't be doing that if they didn't feel threatened as well. So, yeah. They're all gonna... it's scary. Now this I need...
to shout out to Ronald Reagan to thank you for making GPS kind of like public.
Oh, because it wasn't public originally. It was part of the military, wasn't it?
Yeah,
just like the internet was.
I think the public can really benefit from this.
The internet was also something that was... I'd like to shout out Biden. That on his way out, he said, "Hey guys, we got to watch out for these tech guys." Anyway, Project Kuiper, Kuiper, Ready's long-awaited operational. Well, thank you. Bless you. No, I'm kidding. Kuiper Ready's long-awaited operational satellite launch. A lot of the news. Why does that have Amazon on it? Gross. Amazon's project. Oh, that's why. Broadband constellation. A year behind schedule. What is this about? First batch of satellites to low Earth orbit? What are they doing? What are these guys doing? Okay. Milestone launch with the heaviest payload ever flown on Atlas V, which will use its most powerful configuration, 5 solid rocket boosters plus the main booster, to deploy the satellites 450 kilometers above Earth.
Yeah, so that kind of like configuration bullshit. It's because a lot of national space agencies or companies have different designs of rockets based on the number of stages they put in it, or the number of rockets and blocks and things like that. So it's kind of like tinker-toying a larger rocket together. So yeah, you want a light payload? Hey, we don't need a giant heavy rocket. We could use like the smaller version.
There you go.
We'll give you a Ford Fiesta rocket. It's like, oh, you need to like jet this giant amount of shit into space? Okay, we'll get like the F-150 then.
There's a lot of money going on here, guys. CLPS companies seek expanded opportunities for commercial lunar landers. They want NASA to revise and expand its approach to buy services from them as members of Congress raised questions about NASA's handling of a lunar rover mission. April 1st, there was a hearing of the House Science Committee's Space Subcommittee and blah, blah, blah about commercial lunar payload services. They want larger landers and block buys of missions. They want maximized efficiency. They say it's an excellent time. Oh, they're talking about this shit. They're getting really interested in this shit, huh? What's this Viper? The Volatile's investigating polar exploration rover mission? What is all this shit? There's a lot going on, guys, that we don't even know about in space. I'm just saying, I don't know any of this. NASA and adds Starship to launch. Wasn't Starship a band in the 70s? To launch contract. Why? Launching agency missions. There you go, guys. Stuff's happening. What's this lowest Category 1 high-risk vehicles? Oh, there are classes for the risk of the vehicles that go into space? Like the rockets? Did you know
Probably.
that? You didn't know about that? Brad, you're supposed to be smart. I'm
not getting a lot of context here.
Okay, well, the lowest level, Category 1, is for high-risk vehicles that can include those yet to make their first flight. Its use is limited to NASA missions designated as Class D.
Okay, so right there, so Class 1, you're talking like if they haven't even flown yet, they're basically prototypes.
Category 2 is for medium-risk vehicles, between 1 and 6 consecutive successful launches, depending on the level of NASA analysis. C missions would be, they have 3 and 14 successful launches for Category 3. And Class A missions like Europa Clipper, what's that? And the Roman Space Telescope have the lowest tolerances for risk.
This is like an insurance liability question.
Okay. Blue Origin, it had achieved Category 1 certification. So, who's keeping track of all this? SpaceX, what are they? It's being entrusted with the Starship launch, but have they done enough missions to reach Category 1? I don't know. Sorry about that, guys. Frame 2 private astronaut mission,
Does it
SpaceX.
say what category the space shuttle was?
I lost it. I very close tab. I think it was, I don't know, but Crew Dragon launched, guys. It's a private astronaut mission. First crewed space flight to pass over the poles. A Falcon 9 lifted off. Kennedy Space Center. A Crew Dragon. Falcon 9. I don't know if that matters. But guys, that's happening.
Falcon 9's a SpaceX rocket.
They're going to test satellite refueling technologies in orbit, Space Force. That's April 3rd. So they are going to test. What are they testing? Exchange refueling technologies? Why? Haven't we already been doing that with the... Oh, because we've been getting... Okay, here are some things then, if you're still there. Tetra 5, testing commercial interfaces. Tetra 6 is Northrop Grumman solution?
Northrop Grumman is a U.S. military contractor.
Oh, well, his passive refueling module, that's being looked at. Rooster 5 is based on that. And they're going to assess the technology. Redwire will supply the satellite buses. The Tomcat?
Like the F-14 Tomcat? Like Top Gun?
Oh my god, yeah?
I think Northrop Grumman made that.
In-orbit refueling capability, according to companies in the industry, could transform space operations by extending satellite lifespans, enabling greater operational flexibility and reducing the costs.
Are they talking about what the fuel is? Quite a few satellites use
beyond the refueling hardware providers. She said the gas T contract served as a pathfinder. Gas treat. What is the fuel? You know what? They're not saying. They're saying planning the client vehicle to receive fuel as part of the Elixir refueling demonstration. They're just calling it a refueling payload. They're not telling us what it is. But they're talking about proximity operations, docking, refueling, and undocking of on-orbit vehicles. The transfer and recipient
proximity operation is just like a catch-all term for things that are kind of near each other in space, which is typically really dangerous because the speed involved, if you fuck up a bit of calculations, they'll smash into each other at like 1,000 miles an hour. Or maybe they'll nudge each other and one will fall into orbit and burn in the atmosphere, the other one will fly away into space.
Yep. Well, they're not really telling us. Probably, maybe it's classified with the fuels. There's some more, but it's got
radioisotopes. That's probably why they're not mentioning it.
Radioisotopes. We already knew China is expanding counter space capabilities. More contracts. A lot of contracts happened this week, guys. Yeah, Washington Harbor Partners invest in startup Turion Space. Like, most of my links I'm not going to read. It's just mostly, China launches classified TJS-16 spacecraft. Companion object emerges alongside earlier satellite. Oh, we already know about that though, guys. Don't worry about it. That would be the same thing, right? Chinese Bluetooth satellite startup raises early funding. They want to put Bluetooth in space? Or is that just a company name? China's first Bluetooth satellite. How would that work? Is that just basically the same as what we already have there? Nobody cares, right? They want to enhance cybersecurity in space applications. In Sweden, they're talking about it. Front grade Geisler. I guess they're getting scared, huh? Like you're saying, we're all... Doesn't it sound a little bit war-y? Like war, war in space, but we're not going to be doing it with ships. They're just going to be shooting satellites down?
Yeah, Reagan talked about Star Wars kind of before Star Wars was a thing.
Slingshot adapting satellite fingerprinting technology for military applications. Slingshot Aerospace, a space data analytics company, has secured a contract with the U.S. Air Force to refine a technique for fingerprinting satellites in orbit Oh, so they can keep track of whose satellites are what, right? It's called photometric fingerprinting.
Yeah, I was going to say fingerprinting. They're not actually taking fingerprints.
No,
but
no,
it's more
no.
like it's
A
like
method.
a photo reconnaissance of like,
Yeah.
what is that? Oh, that looks like this, so it's this.
Yeah. A method that leverages light curves, measurements of a satellite's brightness over time, to create a unique signature for each space object. These light curves are influenced by a satellite's shape, material composition, and orientation relative to both the sun and the observer on Earth. By collecting and analyzing this data, Slingshot said it can classify satellites, detect anomalies, and maintain custody of objects in low Earth orbit. So they want to do that basically to... They're calling
that's
it...
but that's like a fancy way of like being able to identify something by looking at it. Like if you know... Say you're a bird watcher, you can look at a bird and be like, oh, I know what kind of bird that is. Because of its, it has a beak like this, colors like that, et cetera, characteristics that you know from learning about it. Or if you know cars, you can kind of look at a parking lot and go, oh yeah, that's a Toyota Tundra, or that's a Ford F-150, or a Chevy Colorado, based on unique identifying features like the shape of the headlights or things like that.
Well, wait till you hear this then, Brad. Slingshot Aerospace will focus on integrating photometric fingerprinting with its Agatha AI system. Agatha is designed to analyze satellite behavior and flag anomalies within large constellations. It is already at a mature prototype stage. AI is being used a lot right now, guys.
The AI in there is just a way of like, okay, instead of having humans pour over thousands of pieces of data, just use AI to do it real quick. It's not like it's Terminator. Yeah.
China's getting ambitious. China unveils planetary exploration roadmap targeting habitability and extraterrestrial life. With missions to Mars, Venus, Jupiter, and Neptune. March 27th. They are excited. A long-term deep space strategy centered on planetary habitability and the search for extraterrestrial life.
Good.
They're down. Deep Space Exploration Laboratory. That sounds hot. That's great. Their first mission is in the Tianwen-3 Mars sample return mission. Already approved and currently scheduled to launch around late 2028. With investigating potential traces or past, present life on. But they're going more. They got a map. They got a big map. That they got proposals. They're going places. In parallel, China is developing the Earth 2.0 exoplanet observatory, scheduled to launch in 2028. That mission has the aim of making a breakthrough detection of a potential second Earth. What do you think of that, Brad?
I feel like it's kind of sensationalist news speak.
Oh, well, think that when China does this,
China's allowed to do that. If stupid other countries aren't going to fucking get their asses in gear, but we already have satellites that have looked at Earth-like exoplanets. We just need technology to advance to get better at it.
There's a crude lunar rover. Oh, go on, please, about Kepler.
Kepler was a satellite that did that.
Well, next. Nelson concerned about NASA layoffs and other changes. Next. There's a new propagation channel emulator for satellite community. No, we don't care about that. Spacelink. Nope.
What's the ESA doing? Anything about the ESA?
ESA, do you mean the Economic and Security Review Commission?
No, that would be the ESRC. I'm talking about the European Space Agency.
No, I'm not there yet. I got too many tabs. Tell me. Am I there yet?
I'm just asking.
I might get there.
No idea.
U.S. space leadership should be a national priority? What? I don't know. We'll move across that. Investigation into failed New Glenn landing completed. What was that? Was that your tipped over thing? No. Blue Origin? Yeah. Is that your little rover that's on the planet? Is that what that one is? What was it called again?
I don't think it was either of those.
Oh. Okay, well, don't worry about that. I was just thinking about it. We're moving past that. Senate schedules. Okay, there's a guy being nominated to lead NASA, Isaacmans. We don't know him yet. Fermenting miso in orbit reveals how space can affect a food's taste. The Japanese are working on the food in space, guys. Just letting you know. It tasted nuttier than 2 Earthbound versions. Just keeping you guys appraised. That was April 2nd. Fermentation is a really exciting way to open that up. So they're working with those microbes. I don't know if anybody cares, but we're still going to need to eat in space, okay? There's some more stuff. The Starlings and all them are fighting amongst each other. Solar cells made from moon dust could power future space missions. April 3rd. Researchers build solar panels from moon dust, cutting weight and cost while boosting radiation resistance and energy efficiency. What do you think of that? Are you there, Brad?
Good.
Is that good?
Being made.
Yeah. A future moon base is closer to reality than ever before.
I read that in a book from 1970.
Okay,
wake me up when we're there.
But did the power beneath the dust... You did talk about this theory in previous podcasts, but it's actually Felix Lang from the University of Potsdam in Germany demonstrated how simulated moon dust can be melted into glass and used to create a new kind of solar cell. These solar cells used in space now are amazing, reaching efficiencies of 30 to even 40%, but that efficiency comes with a price. So use moon dust. Moon glass solar panels not only slash weight and cost, but they also resist radiation damage. And then they mentioned something called perovskites, but I don't know what that is. Lightweight, flexible crystals? I don't know. That's beyond me. Building moon glass with sunlight. Oh my god. Can they really do that? Solar panels on the moon?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember now. Next tab. Intuitive Machines emphasizes diversification beyond lunar landers. I think it wasn't Intuitive Machines the one that had your little rovers that fell over on the planets?
Yeah.
They're trying to get some dignity back. So there's an article from March 26th where they're talking about how they're going to focus on developing lunar communications. And, yeah. I don't know. I think they're trying to save face here a little bit, okay? There's some space news about them. Okay? They're just trying to do some damage control, right? And
no.
Oh. China's getting backed for their commercial space flights. We already know that they did that. Airbus wins contract for ExoMars lander platform? Why? What's Airbus doing with this? Oh, defense and space. Never mind. European Space Agency?
If there's a company that has to do with building aircraft or electronics, they're probably involved with the military and space.
They did not disclose the value of the contract, but the UK government said that it was worth over £150 million.
Honeywell, for example, makes thermostats, but they also make targeting optics for cruise missiles.
Oh my god, that's
because
horrible.
It's the same kind of technology. So,
but profitable. I mean, Chinese company targets
all kinds of pies.
Crewed, so many pies. Crewed orbital. Okay, so a Chinese company targets crewed orbital spaceflight. What do you mean targets? Oh, they have their sights set on that. Okay, good for them. Good for them. Moving along. Speaking of GPS, Maxar launches GPS alternative navigation system for drones. Why? Why do they want an alternative one? Oh, is that because GPS denied environments? Oh my god, you're right.
GPS.
America.
Exactly. Russia has GLONASS. It's totally separate from GPS.
Oh wow, okay, got ya. See, we're learning things. I didn't know this shit, guys. I thought we were all on the same team on that. Rocket Lab launches 8 Aurora Tech satellites. Satellites are big, guys. It's a German company that's expanding its constellation to detect and track wildfires. Oh, they're doing it for a good cause, guys. Isn't that nice? See, they want to prevent forest fires.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Exactly. Aurora Tech partnered with Spire Canada. They won a contract worth 72 million Canadian. That's not much for you guys. From the Canadian Space Agency. Wait, we have a Canadian Space Agency? To build a CubeSat constellation called Wildfire Sat. Oh, this way you guys can't yell at us when, like a few years ago when, blame Canada for all the wildfires thing. Wow, I didn't. The remaining couple people still listening. The Americans blamed us. Remember the wildfires that happened a couple summers ago and we had smoke literally in the air? You had it too. You're not far from me. You had it worse than me for a bit there in that area. Remember the smoke in the air? Having to wear fucking masks? Anyway. Miles space flight...
apologizing to?
America. Miles space flight test...
Reason to do that.
Okay. Miles space flight test water... Miles space flight test water-fueled thruster. A water-fueled electric thruster with unusually lower power demands. It's a water vapor-based plasma thruster that works at levels so low people won't know it.
I like the sound of that.
You do like that? Miles Space Poseidon M1.5 thruster, which fits in a one-unit CubeSat, demonstrates utility for applications like descent from low Earth orbit, where thrusters fire for a long time, said an engineer does not work from Miles Space, but reviewed raw telemetry data. The 10-centimeter cube produced thrust of 37.5 millinewtons over 5 minutes at a specific impulse of 4,800 seconds while drawing power of 1.5 watts. By comparison, hydrazine propulsion.
That's a pretty good specific impulse.
That is good. By comparison, hydrazine...
rocket efficiency.
That is efficient? By comparison, hydrazine propulsion offers 10 times more thrust, but operates at a lower specific impulse. Yeah.
You want hydrazine falling down on you? Nope.
No! You want water falling down on you, exactly. And Hall effects thrusters can provide similar force at a lower specific impulse, but may need hundreds of times of power. This enables some high delta V missions to be performed that wouldn't be possible otherwise due to either excessive fuel mass or thruster power requirements, said the engineer, who asked not to be identified because he was not authorized by his employer to discuss the propulsion. Wow. So, there's some...
Fuck you, corporate.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's some exciting thing. Water propulsion.
Don't tell anybody because we want to patent it.
Right?
Or some fucking shit. Selfish asshole.
Here's one you'll love, given tonight's topics overnight. That's why we need nuclear, says Vault 78. Yeah, but nuclear has its drawbacks. I mean, Vault 78, speaking of your name, Vault, have you ever watched that documentary of that vault that's out there in, was it Norway or whatever? What was that thing, the underground vault of all the nuclear waste? We have some issues, you know? The guy in the chat, the one guy in the chat talking to me. Okay. So here's an article from March 19th. I guess it's a little bit older than a week, but we'll go with it. Space Force unveils strategic plan for AI integration. You're going to have to suck it. And the seats, Vault. Yep, exactly, Vault. Hopefully not in the same place. So the U.S. Space Force released a new strategy blueprint outlining how it plans to integrate artificial intelligence into its operations and improve AI literacy among its personnel. The document titled Data and Artificial Intelligence FY 2025 Strategic Action Plan was published March 19th in response to the Defense Department directives calling for a more data-driven and AI-enabled force. Boring. The Space Force recognizes, you find it boring, but it's going to affect us. Spacecraft to operate autonomously in contested environments, allowing satellites to take self-preserving actions without human intervention. They acknowledge the need for digital influence. Well, there you go. Vault says, but we never tried nuclear in space and maybe test at the back of the moon. You don't care about what happens. I don't want anything to happen to the back of the moon. I love the moon. The moon's my friend.
We need nuclear fusion first.
Nuclear fusion first, I agree.
Clean nuclear.
Clean nuclear fusion energy for everyone. R.I.P. Val Kilmer, who was in The Saint, which was a cheesy movie, but did have nuclear fusion in that film. If you want some homework, guys. Space Force certifies Vulcan for national security launches. You don't care about the Vulcan?
I don't care about Space Force. Next.
Okay. I'm going to pretend he didn't say that. Next. Space Force gets 40 million boost for commercial space services.
Whoop-de-fucking-do.
Wait, what is Cosmo?
Magazine?
A drink? Okay, all right. He's like, I'm so done with this, and he throws things across the room. China launches new data relay, okay, to support human spaceflight. We don't care. We're done with that. I'm almost done. Okay, this one I found interesting.
China.
Yeah. Spain. Shout out to our Spaniards, Spanish people, Spaniards, the Spain people.
The Spain people.
Shout out to Pelayo if you're ever listening to this one day. Spain backs Satellite. With 15 million to expand connectivity constellation. SATELIOT. It's connectivity. Okay, let's go to this. March 26th update. Satellite. Sorry, guys. Announced it met its 70 million euros Series B target after a 10 million euro investment from Spain's Singular Asset Management, giving the startup enough funds to deploy 100 satellites. The Spanish startup scale. It wants its constellation to at least 100 nanosatellites, the low Earth orbit operator announced. It plans to start commercial services this year after deploying 6 satellites. Its initial focus is on 5G compatible satellites, so they're trying to catch up, eh? Wow. It has a...
Sure. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. If they're running 5G in space, they already have 5G. They're just going to put it in space.
Well, everybody wants to, yeah. Can we put it? NRO expands spy satellite network with back-to-back SpaceX launches. A SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket on March 24th successfully launched the classified.
Is that the National Reconnaissance Office? I don't remember what NRO stands for.
Yeah, NROL 69 mission for the National Reconnaissance Office. Yeah, you're right. Putting the agency on a path to build the largest ever U.S. government satellite network. It launched from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida at 1:48 p.m. Eastern, representing the first national security space launch mission of 2025 and the first NRO mission under SpaceX's NSSL's Phase 2 contract awarded by the U.S. Space Force in August 2020. So they've launched more than 150 satellites, creating the largest, most capable government constellation on orbit in our nation's history. Well, it's got to have capable government somewhere. Oh, bada bing.
Summer's Nation.
Oh, well, there you go. Next, I'm almost done. So sorry. Oh, wait, I am done. Hold on. Oh, no, you gotta let me see this page. You can't give me a title like that and not let me see it. Okay, there we go. I'm done with all that. I do have some star news for tonight, for this week. Are you okay with that? Any thoughts, comments, questions on what you just heard? Besides boring because I was reading to you.
I'm glad China's doing stuff.
You are?
Yep.
China. Okay, good.
I don't know why you say it like that.
Because of Trump?
Brick Nation's, well, he's an idiot.
I know. Well, there we go. By the way, some squids on level 10, but it's usually... Yeah, gotcha. Well, I was already playing earlier, yeah. I was just winding down. Okay, so moon news. Are you ready for some moon and stuff before we go? It's April 4th today, Friday, April 4th. I just wanted your closing thoughts about what you thought about all that satellite war probably stuff and knocking out satellites, and any theories you got there, or no? Nothing? I
like how the term constellation is used like everywhere now.
Yeah, but they're taking away the beautifulness of constellations by calling them constellations of satellites. It's kind of sad to me, but
it's like, a gaggle of geese. There's a constellation of satellites. It's just a name for a group of them.
Oh, well, so you like it? Okay.
It means we've gotten to the technological level where we have to come up with a name for a group of satellites because they're that prevalent. Good.
We have too many in space, probably, at this point. That's why they're starting to fight.
That's like saying we have too many buildings.
I hope the best for you. I'm Canadian, so it's not... We're okay over here, Vault 78. I mean, bring it. Okay, so, We are actually, this is perfect timing. So it's 10:01 p.m. right now. First quarter moon, exactly so, at 10:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The moon shines under Castor. Please correct my words. Pollux and Mars.
Pollux are in Gemini.
And Mars, forming a triangle with the line of 3 as shown in the view below. Okay, you guys can't see the image. The scene is for North America in late twilight when the stars come out. As the night progresses and the sky turns westward, this arrangement will rotate clockwise as you turn to keep facing it if you're able to see the sky. Quickly at first, then more slowly.
If you're
Why?
able to see the sky.
Yeah.
T.S. Do not be underground.
Don't have light pollution. Saturday,
You still
April.
see the sky.
This is from Sky and Telescope,
Go
which
inside
I'm.
and look up.
Where's my April issue of Sky and Telescope? I'm still waiting for it. It should be here. It should have been here. Saturday, April 5th. Now the moon. This is tomorrow, guys. Saturday. Forms a new pattern with Mars, Pollux, Castor trio shown above. You can't see it. Never mind. Sunday, the Big Dipper stands high in the northeast these evenings. So look out for the Big Dipper if anybody ever looks to the Big Dipper. If you live out in the middle of the country or something, look up at the sky. Lay there with a pal and point up. Look at the telescope? Are you trying to tell me to look through a telescope?
You can usually see it even in the city.
Really? Nobody points it out to me.
Predominant constellation.
Well, there you go. Monday, April
Draco
7th.
and Hydra, you're probably not going to see that shit.
See, guys, you wouldn't know that if you weren't listening. I'm just telling you. Monday, April 7th, the moon is in Leo. Hey, Leo! Leos represent. Okay. Gamma Leonis? What's that? Less bright is a bit farther left or lower left of the moon. This is Monday. Those are the 2 brightest stars of Leo's sickle. Is that why I love the double-edged sickle on Helldivers? Because I'm a Leo, and Leo has a sickle? What's the sickle of Leo?
Way too many questions there. First, Gamma Leonis.
Mm-hmm.
So every constellation has, like, Greek letters in it.
Mm-hmm.
And, for example, Alpha Leonis is Regulus. It's the brightest star in Leo.
Mm-hmm.
And Beta is the second brightest. And Gamma is the third brightest. And so on and so on down the Greek alphabet. So Gamma Leonis is the third brightest star in Leo. Mm-hmm. Leo's sickle is an asterism which makes up the design of Leo's tail,
Rawr.
Which looks kind of like a backwards question mark or a sickle shape.
It is so crazy because I'm a Leo and I love the double-edged sickle. That is crazy.
If you recognize Leo in the sky, motherfuckers better recognize you.
You better recognize.
Kind of easy to see.
You better fucking recognize the Leo in the sky.
The constellation looks like the imagine
Lion.
like the old school like drawings of Cancer's a crab and Leo's a lion.
Yeah.
Of these creatures drawn over top of a star map.
Yeah.
Leo's kind of like laying down, or like a resting lion.
Yeah.
But its tail is in this kind of like backwards question mark shape.
There you go. I do recommend Sky Guide as an app, guys, if you do use a phone. It is so beautiful. And you're able to
just go the fuck outside and look at the stars.
Yeah, but if you need help with it like me, you can use this app and just look up and I can see what constellations are right in front of me. And you move your phone around and like I can see Leo is up to the right of me where I am right now. Like it's Leo, right. Yeah, like it's right there. I can see it through the building. It's kind of trippy, you guys. I recommend Sky Guide. It's a really cool app. And okay. To see its stars bright through the moonlight, cover the moon with your hand. Wow, that takes a lot of power. The moon's very far away. I get what they mean, though. Cover the moon. Or use 2 fingertips, one for each eye. Wow, this is very specific. Close one eye and position a fingertip on the moon. Touch the moon, guys. Then switch eyes and position another fingertip on the moon. Open both eyes. How am I going to remember to do that? But that's if you want to see the stars.
That's related to parallax.
Wow, that is really interesting. Well, that's also related to this, apparently, to Monday, April 7th. If you want to see the Gamma Leon. Anyway, Tuesday, the moon will shine below Regulus, Gamma Leonis, and Leo Sickle. And the huge bright winter hexagon, what is that? It's still in view early after dark, filling the sky to the southwest and west. It's the biggest well-known asterism in the sky. Okay, what's a winter hexagon and what's the asterism?
Hexagon. Okay, so an asterism is the term used for like a grouping of stars, which is kind of where we get the term asterisk from.
Oh, I never knew that, and I love the asterisks.
I don't know of the winter hexagon. I know of the winter triangle.
Well, the winter hexagon is still in view. This is from Sky and Telescope. They ain't dumb, so I don't know.
I believe you, but it's more like, who the fuck calls it that? What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I don't know. Some freaky-ass people, I guess. Then they're giving us some more stuff, like start with brilliant Sirius in the southwest, blah, blah, blah. It's a hexagon's lower left corner. Yeah, no, nobody cares. But it does mention Aldebaran. Wow. All these names. The hexagon is somewhat distended.
What do you mean distended hexagons?
But if you draw a line through its middle from Capella to Sirius, the hexagon, it says in quotation, is fairly symmetric with respect to that long axis. Look, I don't know. They're getting crazy up in here. Whoever's writing this must be writing it every week, and they're just getting crazy with it. Wednesday, April 9th, in the late twilight or thereabouts, Arcturus, the bright spring star, climbing in the east, stands just as high as Sirius, the brighter winter star. I didn't know the Sirius was the winter star.
Dog star.
I knew it was a dog star, but I didn't know it was also called the winter star. That's interesting.
It's really hard to see in this part of the world in the summer.
Oh. Well, descending in the southwest.
If it's like really late in the morning, or early in the morning, like say you wake up at fucking 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning, you go outside and the stars are out. Because the Earth moves around.
Wait, you're getting too technical there. So Arcturus is the spring star, and Sirius is the winter star. And those are the two brightest stars in the sky at this time, in the late twilight, on Wednesday, April 9th, guys. But Capella is a very close runner up to Arcturus, spotted high in the northwest. So there's a winter star. I knew Sirius was a dog star. I don't know. Oregano. Thursday, April 10th. Right after dark, Orion is still fairly well up in the southwest in his spring orientation, striding down to the right with his belt horizontal. Belt. Hey, Arc, how are you out there? The belt points left towards Sirius and right toward Aldebaran and farther on the Pleiades. Oh my gosh. Jupiter grabs your eye above Aldebaran. I used to know somebody who had the Pleiades scene or whatever. It was a very nice scene.
What?
A zine. She published a zine and it was called The Pleiades or whatever it's called. Okay, Mars, Pollux, and Castor, this is the 10th, Thursday, very high in the west, form a straight line tonight. Watch it begin to bend in the coming days. Watch it lose its mind. No, so it'll be straight on Thursday, April 10th. Mars, Pollux, and Castor will be very high in the west and form a straight line. This is from Sky and Telescope. And then it'll bend over the next few days. Why? Okay, I'm almost done.
Because the stars will stay relatively the same position and Mars will not.
Oh, poor Mars. Bye, Mars. They'll be like, see you, Mars. Friday, April 11th, which is the next time we talk, if Brad can stand this.
That's a week from today.
Yeah, there you go. At this time of year, Friday, April 11th, guys, this coming Friday, the two dog stars. Wait.
Sirius and Procyon.
Okay. Stand vertically aligned around the end of twilight. Look southwest. Brilliant Sirius in Canis Major is below, and Procyon, is that how you say it? In Canis Minor is about 2/5 above. Somebody's really putting their fists in the sky and shit like that to like measure this out. What if your fists are really tiny? Honey? Sorry. China. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Brad. I'm fine.
Are you having like a giggle fit over there?
Yes.
Because of
tiny hands. Tiny hands. Just about 2 fists.
I doubt that she knows into astronomy. He has a whole Space Force on it.
Oh, that's great. The two dog stars. I didn't know there were two dog stars. And then, even though we don't want to skip...
Latin for dog.
There you go. Yeah, I knew
So
that.
Canis Major and Canis Minor are the big dog and the little dog.
There you go.
So there's 2 dog stars.
And while I wouldn't want to go ahead of the week, I will just for Saturday and Sunday. Full moon is Saturday, April 12th at 8:22 p.m. East Standard Time. The full moon of April. Oh my gosh, that means the cherry blossoms are going to be coming soon. Always
Like
shines in. Pardon? No, remember they're no longer going to be made anymore. But no, the cherry blossoms in Toronto will be blooming in April. Shines in the vicinity of Spica. This year they're especially close together as indicated above in an image you guys can't see. So the full moon of April. Yeah, it's a full moon. The moon will occult Spica for most of South and Central America, so you lucky people, and the southernmost tip of South Africa. So what does that mean? The moon will occult Spica. Does that mean they get to... What?
That means the moon gets in the way of it.
Oh. So the moon will get...
Spica is the brightest star in Virgo.
Spica, okay. Spica. So the moon will... So the moon, full moon of April...
Occultation is when something gets in the way of another star.
Oh, well, thank you. So the full moon of April will always shines in the vicinity of Spica, you said. And they'll be especially close together, and those in South and Central America, which I know there are some people that watch my channel that are from there, that are there right now.
Central America, South America, and South Africa. Woo! Other parts of the world.
Thanks so much. Yeah, you guys won't be able to see the moon over there, blah blah. And
if you're from the Ascension Islands, leave a shout out and a comment below.
Yeah, nobody did comment. They did the chat and live.
I don't think anyone.
I wish though. Sunday, April 13th, then we're done. Vega, the bright summer star. Wait, is summer going to begin soon? No.
Not soon enough.
Why is the bright summer star rising in the northeast late these evenings?
They just call it that. I don't know.
It's Vega. They're like the bright summer star of Vega.
Because Lyra's typically out in the summer.
Yeah. And that's it. So Mercury and Saturn are going to be undetectable. Nobody cares.
So you're not going to see Mercury.
Yeah.
It's too hard to see.
Yeah, Venus is going to be 200 times brighter. Mars is in line with the heads of Gemini this week. Nobody care.
Yeah, Pollux and Castor.
Jupiter is doing its thing. Uranus, we're not talking about that. Neptune is hidden. There you go. That was it.
You can't see Neptune.
Yeah, no. Like, why are you even trying? Neptune doesn't want to even see you. It's fine. Leave Neptune. Yeah, don't even worry about Neptune. Pluto's a planet, guys. That's all we had to say about that. So thanks. I would love it if you brought some news though sometime, because I think that there's some news I might be missing, space news, that you would have been like, hey, this is, because all I can think about is that poor lunar thing. Not lunar thing, that rover on its side. That's like all you've contributed for news. And while it's very sad and endearing, I wouldn't mind it if you came with some news, because I felt like I really carried that there, just saying.
It's your segment.
Oh God, I'm gonna have to look up more. I'm gonna have to pay better attention and weed out the news so that it can be more interesting for you and ask you more questions about the news, because thanks for putting up with me tonight.
There's lots of stuff about.
A lot of stuff about satellites.
That last part about constellations and stuff.
Yeah.
I remember all that crap.
Yeah, I know. You're in Elite Dangerous right now, looking at stuff like that.
No, this is from when I was like a teenager.
Yeah.
And remember, I saw the constellations and stuff like that.
And he's going to name them for us right now as we go out.
All 88, let's go.
Okay, let's go. Let's see how many you can get right now. No?
I can't. I don't have 88 fingers to keep track. I don't remember. Are you going to keep track?
I'll try. Okay, hold on. Wait, how do I do that? Yeah, wait, how do I do that? How can I count to 88? Hold on. Okay,
Wikipedia list of Ptolemaic constellations, and then, or is the 88 constellations?
I'm just gonna believe you. Oh, really? You should.
That's no proof.
Yeah, but how do I keep track, though? I can't cross them off. It's too late. My computer's off. Next time. Just
off.
Yeah, the computer's off. Well, the one computer's off. The other computer's not off. But now I'm, like, kind of curious. Like, next time, can we do that? Can that be a thing?
I guess.
Yeah, well, we'll have to think about that. We'll have to quiz...
Southern Hemisphere is kind of hard, because I've never seen them.
No excuses. You said 88, so...
All right.
I'm going to look up 88 constellations, so I'm going to have to write them down on a piece of paper, and then I'll check them off when you get them right. And then I'll quiz you at the end.
Just copy them in a notepad or something, and then, like...
No, I'm going to need them on paper. I'm going to need a red pen, and I will, like, check them off if you get them right, and X if you missed them or got them wrong, and then I'll give you a score at the end. No, sure. Note to self. Wait. 88 constellations, but a bitch ain't one, okay? That's what we're going to call it.
A bitch is not one of the constellations, you're right.
Although surprising, considering how many dogs there are in the sky. 88 constellations.
It's
2. 88 constellations quiz for Brad. I'm going to have to prepare that this week. Thanks so much. That actually sounds kind of fun. If you guys can also... Space says that one, like, Phoenix. Yes. Welcome. We're done. Welcome. Yeah, we're going to talk...
Everyone's here.
Wait, yeah, they come out. I just want to leave it. What else? Okay, so what's next week's topic? Are you going to let them know?
The communications thing.
We are doing that, so we're not doing colonizing space 3. We're going to say fuck that. And we're going to go communications in the future.
That message was one episode is colonizing space 2, one episode is communicating in the future, another episode is colonizing space 3. I don't know why you mashed them together.
Because I copied from what your messages. So I'm going to put colonizing space 2 was this week. Yeah. Communicating in the future is next week, which I'm excited about, honestly. I think I can actually help that time. And maybe you won't ask if I'm high every other minute. Maybe I'll actually get high instead.
Maybe eat and calm down a little bit.
Look, hey, you can't tame a wild horse, okay? Can't be like don't try and change me. Accept me as I am. But yeah, I could try to calm down, I guess. But if I had no energy, then what would this episode have been with your silence? Come on now.
Somewhere in between 0 and a million is like an option.
This man's just saying he can't handle me, and that's fine. We already established that. But dude, I'm trying my best. It's a lot of pressure. Do you think it's easy doing a show like this?
Yeah.
Do you think it's easy trying to... Really? You really think it's easy while playing Alzheimer's? Imagine if we meet the Covenant in real life. Aliens? See? The people want aliens, I tell you. I'm just telling you, they want aliens.
Isn't the Covenant from Mass Effect?
Oh, from Mass Effect. Oh, okay. I guess they want Mass Effect.
Or Halo?
Look, I don't know. I never played either game. Yeah. I mean, the Ark of the Covenant? The Ark of the Covenant? Are we talking Indiana Jones? Like, is that...
Indiana Jones.
There we go.
Space Nazis.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh no. What if we're the space Nazis?
In Helldivers, you totally are.
We are. So then this is horrible. What a way to end the podcast. See, that one Phoenix, we were ending with constellations, upcoming
Phoenix is a constellation.
News.
I mean,
tell us that. What Phoenix constellation? What? Tell us about that before we go, please. Do you know anything about the Phoenix constellation? Oh wait, no, that'll be for the quiz next week. Never mind. Don't talk about it. Well, you'll have to wait for next week. So communicating in the future will be... Can you believe it'll be 7 episodes when we get there? Next week, if you don't bail. 7 episodes. Of perfect conversation. No hiccups at all. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. We're going now. What is your sign off? What is your sign off again?
I have to go now. My planet needs me.
Yeah. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.